Hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
It's that time of the week. It's Wednesday. We're going to get our rant on tonight, that's for sure. We got a lot of rants to let loose.
Can we start with the StreamYard warning that always gives me anxiety every time? Because it's like everyone can see and hear you. And
Yes.
for like 5 seconds, I'm like, they can't see me.
I kind of clicked off that. I was like, please stop showing me this because I don't want to see it anymore. I got it. Thanks, though.
It legit makes my stomach drop for about 5 seconds every single time. I'm like, there's no camera plugged in.
I know that the first night we did the stream, I was like, oh my gosh. Make sure my camera, because I have a thing that you can cover the camera lens on the laptop. I'm like, make sure that's covered because I'm not ready for that.
Hey, Rebecca. Good to see you.
Yes. Hey.
Oh,
So
I
let's
don't even
see.
have my chat up yet. Oh, guys, I'm not even ready to rant. It's been such a long day. Can we rant about long days?
We can rant about long days. Don't worry. Get yourself together. We got Cooch here. We got Justin. We got Alexis. We got Snoop. We got Knight. We got Rebecca. That's it for right now. There'll be more coming in. Hi to everyone that's not in the chat that's watching. I hope everyone's having a good week so far. I feel like it's already been I feel like it should be Friday.
And like Charlotte says, if you're watching the replay, thank you, and we appreciate you.
Yes, and please leave your rants in the comments. We'd love to hear them. And you never know, maybe we'll feature next week's rants for you. We'd be happy to do that.
I love reading our comments from the replays always. They're so much fun to read because you just know exactly what they're talking about when they hit a certain point and then they comment. And it's something that we're talking about halfway through. So it sounds kind of crazy, but we usually know what they mean.
Oh, yeah. I love reading them. And I love just being able to put that little heart next to each comment. It's like, I don't know. It's just fun. I wish I could do that when we were modding for people. I wish I could have done that too, but there was no way except for liking it, which... I mean, I always like everyone's comments. I even do that for our videos. I'll make sure I heart it and like it.
Yep.
It's a thing. I got to do it.
Well, and it's so strange to see that, you're actually not that weird. Tons of people agree with the way you see things. And you're like, okay, then. It's kind of self-reassuring a little to read it.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. It's liberating. And, we all appreciate everyone that's watching, everyone that watches the replays, everyone that comments. We really appreciate you guys very, very much.
And we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for them.
Truffles says the strawberries turned out great.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear. I get another drink for you. You might have had it before, but it's a classic and I loved it. And I was like, I definitely got to share this one this week for everybody. So we'll be playing that in a little bit.
And I want to say that the strawberry farms by my house are fixing to open up for the season. So,
I am so jealous that you have strawberry farms down there. I am. Not that we don't have good strawberries or anything. I would rather get them from a farm.
I like getting them. We have farmers that just sit on the side of the road and sell oranges and strawberries and watermelons. It's the best. And boiled peanuts. And if you're not from the South, boiled peanuts are delicious. Prove me wrong.
Sometimes down there you can also find where they'll be selling their homemade alligator jerky and stuff too, depending on what part of the state you're in.
Yeah, well,
really?
Yeah, Central and South Florida mostly South Florida. There's a lot of that, a lot of game, and at some places you can buy baby alligators, which is terrifying. Don't do it, please. We don't need any more
Oh my
released into your neighborhood.
gosh.
Yeah, crazy.
See, you say that though when I hear Stacy needs a baby alligator.
No, hell no, you don't. Baby alligators get to be big, giant alligators that will eat you. So
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on the
I'll raise
alligator.
him to be my friend.
Well, what a couple days. Yeah, I'm not getting an alligator anytime soon. But what a couple days it's been. Like I said, I feel like it's already Friday, but it's only Wednesday. And I'm kind of happy that it's Wednesday, not Friday, because that means, well, next Wednesday, I will be in North Carolina doing the stream from down there at the Airbnb that we'll be in. But I will be driving all early morning Wednesday to North Carolina while, the boys sleep in the car and I'm driving. So I'm happy it's not Friday, because that means that I only have a couple more days to pack and clean the car and do all of that. So I'm happy. But it feels like it's been a long 3 days of this week already. Like,
And Rebecca, to answer your question that time seems to have rushed by since we started this channel, how do we feel about it? I don't know about Jackie and Kim, but to me, time has rushed by too. It doesn't feel like it's been as long as it has since we started it, but I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun. Like, we're just getting on here and talking to friends like what we would do if nobody was listening to us. So
I agree. It does feel like it flew by. Like on last Friday when I was doing the edit in the descriptions and stuff like that, I was like, oh my God, we've been on for a whole month already. Like, I couldn't believe it's been a month that we've been on YouTube and doing this with everybody. It's awesome. Like, I love just being here with my two best friends, and then I have everybody else that I just love talking to, and I'm happy to just be doing this for everybody to just enjoy and have fun. And that's why we wanted to do this. It wasn't even the whole reason. We were told by a lot of people, hey, you guys should, start a YouTube channel. You were doing the research anyways. Like, why didn't you guys just do one? And we had considered it. We all had bought microphones thinking, all right, let's try this out. You never know. And then everything happened with BX that day. And it was like, all right, looks like we're starting sooner than we want. And I'm happy that we did do those streams and talked about it. And I'm happy that we started and pushed ourselves to start as sooner than we wanted to, because it's a lot of fun. And I'm happy that we're here. Hi, Josh. How are ya? So as long as you guys are loving what we're doing, then I can't complain, because I'm having fun. And I just hope that everyone else is.
And we've been putting a lot of work into this Duggar video we got coming up. So we hope you like us long enough for us to at least get that finished, because
yes, we're working hard on that one. That's for sure. Because you know what? They get a lot of hate, and KJ is the biggest hater of them. I hate to say it, but she is. And we just want to do them right, even though...
Well, and the thing is that they do have a lot of really problematic beliefs and stuff that do need to be addressed, but nobody's going to listen to that if you feel bad for them because you sat there and just bashed how they mother their children or how they look or something. And that's the problem with KJ is...
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Well, there's no substance. That's her problem. She makes fun of the way Michelle talks. She makes fun of their looks and the way that they dress. Yeah, KJ is a horrible human being. And she always that whole thing she went on with Chloe and the body image stuff, like, come on. She's got the most body issues of anyone I've ever seen. She's constantly checking her hair. Constantly like, oh, I worked out today, guys. Look at how skinny I am. Look at my hair. Look at my makeup. Look at my caterpillars I
And
drew on
she's
my
always
back.
fixing her hair or looking at herself. And it's like, but yet she wants to do the body positivity. And yet that's not what you're doing by making a video about someone's body images that they have and then reposting the photo that they didn't want shared. Like,
Also, Snoop, are you sure about that? Because I thought that she wanted to be addressed by Catherine KJ Doxer Joy. I thought that was her preferred.
listen, that's all she's going to be called here.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to still call her KJ. I don't care what she says. And I'm sure she doesn't care what I say, but maybe. But yeah, I mean, someone who stops using HelloFresh because she gained 5 pounds is going to go shame someone else for body positivity. Like, seriously?
Yeah. In High Police Wife Life. I know, right? KJ, I'm sorry, but you're KJ in my eyes. When I say Katie, I'm talking about Katie that is always here with us and on Discord. I do not call Miss Catherine Paulson Katie. Sorry. You're KJ. And if you want to be called Catherine, I'll be happy to call you Catherine.
Also, nobody started calling her that because it's a name. Like, her haters have some names for her, and none of them are that nice.
No.
People write KJ because we're freaking lazy.
Yeah. And who wants to put Katie Joy? She's not a very joyful person.
How many messages between just the three of us do we end up just using initials when we're talking about famous people once we know who we're talking about?
All the time.
Everything's initials. We don't even spell out actual words anymore. Everything is initial.
I mean, James Charles is JC. Jeffree Star is JS. I mean, podcast is DCP. Like,
and it's just because we're lazy. Like, it's easier, it's faster, and you know what I mean.
Exactly. It's like whenever Jackie says weekend, she just puts WE and we get it. Like, yes, we understand it. We don't have to type out weekend.
Yep.
I mean, we could, Wooden Eagle, she said she always calls her Catherine Joy Mansky Paulson, which I think is hilarious that she takes the time to call her that every single time she refers to her. So I guess I could do that.
She said a few weeks ago she doesn't like to be called Catherine. And then, she came out and said, don't call her KJ. And so I'm really confused. So I guess I'm just going to call her Catherine KJ Doxer Joy until I know for sure what she wants me to call her.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I used to call her Katie Joyless. I mean, I forgot what I used to call her too when on Twitter all the time. Haiti Joyless. I used to call her that too.
Yeah, but the names that her haters have for her, come on, girl. They are not Kate. That is way too nice than what your haters are calling you, I swear.
I'll call her Booger Witch. That's a better name. You got a booger up there that you're picking?
What was it that made her so mad that Creepshow Art, was it like Goober or something?
Yeah, she called her a goober.
Yes, we're all just going to call you a goober, KJ. How's that?
Hey, word puzzler specialist. Yep. Oh, my God. I love you guys' comments. They're great. Toad.
It's funny that you bring up
yeah.
It's funny that you brought up the Khloe Kardashian story because that's a good place for Jackie to get started on a rant.
Yes, it is. So one of my rants this week is Miss Katie Joy, insert herself everywhere, decides that she's still going to go on a Khloe Kardashian rant on Instagram. But this time it's because all of the balloons that Khloe used for her daughter True's 3rd birthday. Oh my God, there was so many balloons. And oh my God, even if they're biodegradable, it takes years and years for them to biodegrade. Well, I hate to break your heart. I looked it up. it takes 6 months for certain biodegradable balloons to biodegrade, maybe a little longer depending on which ones. But has she never seen a Kardashian birthday party before? They go extravagant. And yes, there was a zillion trillion balloons, but I thought it was pretty darn awesome and it looked great. And I have pictures I can show you guys. And I also have her Instagram posts that I could show you guys. It just got me so mad. It's like, leave her alone. She was complaining that Chloe, not even a couple days ago, put out an eco-friendly water, and here she is wasting all these balloons and causing all this chaos by having balloons for her daughter's birthday. That is only with her cousins because of COVID. Like, at least they're only with her cousins for COVID. She's not inviting a trillion people over. Like, oh, you can't complain about that, though, because she's actually doing the right thing there. But, she just gets me mad. Like, just leave her alone. Like, poor Chloe. I mean, and then she's blaming it on, it's people that are hating on her. And what do you guys think? When we know damn well it's KJ that got mad. And she's going and looking through all the zillions of comments saying, happy birthday, True, happy birthday, just to find those little ones that people don't like what she did so she can use it for her Instagram post. Like, oh, God, please. Let me pull those up for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It really made me mad. I was like, can you just leave her alone? Like, what is the point of you doing this?
So she's going to be big mad if she ever sees that My Sweet 16 show that they used to have.
Exactly. But it's because the Duggars aren't doing anything this week for her to make comments about. So let's keep going at the Kardashians.
I'm just saying, rich people do weird shit for their kids' birthdays. Like, that's just, they have money and they have so much money they can do all the weird shit they want.
Exactly. Like, I mean, if I was as rich as the Kardashians and I had the cutest little 3-year-old ever, I'd probably go above and beyond for her birthday too. I'm just saying, being honest with you, I'm going to spoil my kid rotten. If I can, I will. It's her birthday. I mean, so this is KJ's beautiful post right here. And she just puts over here, Khloe Kardashian, hot off the heels of a leaked photo drama, is now being dragged for filling True's bedroom with hundreds of balloons. While some fans defend Khloe for using biodegradable balloons, despite the claim the biodegradable balloons take years to degrade, and that's not without lasting impacts to the environment. While many people use balloons, the amount of balloons in this photo is what upset fans. What do you think, guys? I mean,
I think that I could go through KJ's house right now and find more items in her house that are not biodegradable at all, that have lasting impacts to the environment, that she throws in her trash can every week. And I bet you they outnumber those balloons in that bedroom by tenfold.
It was the whole house, though. But you're absolutely right. So then she later posts, like a couple hours later, that, one more issue pointed out by fans with Khloe. Only a few days ago, she promoted an eco-friendly bottled water. She outlined the benefits of the bottle. I am not one that uses bottled water. Oh, God, she doesn't use bottled water, everybody, as I find these extremely wasteful. However, there are many people whose only access to clean drinking water is from bottled water. Is it hypocritical of her to promote eco-friendly bottled water and then use thousands of single-use balloons for a party? Tell me your thoughts. I'm telling you my thoughts right now, KJ. Leave her alone, and who the hell cares?
And the thing is, and I said this to you privately, if your only access to clean drinking water is through bottled water, you're not the demographic for Khloe's water that she is advertising, I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah. She's not even my
No.
demographic. I hate to say it.
Also, they're probably
mine.
not going to see her posts if they're in that demographic as well. Like, are they following Khloe Kardashian if we're getting what? I mean, we're talking third world countries that need access to water that don't have it. I'm not talking about middle class Americans that are scrolling through Insta.
But is she like hating on people that buy even bottled water? Because she's like, I find it that these are extremely wasteful. Well, what about those people that you did mention that only can have access to bottled water? Are you still saying it's wasteful? Like, come on. I just don't get her. I don't get her.
Does she not recycle? Like,
that is one thing that I am huge on, and I'm happy that to report, even after my parents moved, they recycle way more than they ever did when I was living with them. I would go through their trash, like their little trash cans, and take out all the plastic and paper and recycle. And when I went down there to visit, I'm like, wow, you have a recycling bin that you recycle? Well, down there they have a transfer station where they have to break everything down anyways, and it's easier for them to recycle. And I was very proud that my, doings finally wore off on them.
Yeah, Burb, that's what I had said too, is that like the people in Flint, they can't even use their water from their faucet to cook with. So they're having to like go buy bottled water. They're not buying water in an eco-friendly bottle, because I can tell you I wouldn't be. If I had to buy water like that, I would be buying the cheapest water I could afford or I could find, because even the cheapest water, that would get extremely costly after a while.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I saw reports that they couldn't even like bathe in the water because of the amounts of lead that were in it. I mean, that might not be the case now. I don't know how much cleaning they've done of the system and all the issues that it had. I doubt there's been a whole lot done to it. But, I think that if you recycle, it's only wasteful, the water bottles, if you don't recycle them. So if Kay's throwing them in her trash can or chunking them out the window, then maybe, it's wasteful. But if you recycle them, isn't that a better option? I don't get her point.
And some states pay you to recycle those bottles, and my state is one of them. Believe me, and I recycle water bottles. I mean, I always have water bottles that I use and reuse and reuse and reuse and reuse. For my cat, it's easier to add water to her dish with a water bottle than
Cooch has such a good point. She talks about the hurricane water. Let me tell you, in Florida, we have water. We have bottles and bottles and bottles and gallon jugs of plastic filled with water because of hurricanes. And I am not ashamed to say it.
Yeah. So I was going to say, like, when I know a lot of people that when they empty like plastic jugs, they will go ahead and fill them with water while they have good water, because they don't know if like when a hurricane or a tornado or something will hit and they'll need that.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. And then she also posted the video. I do have that as well. I will play that. This is a screenshot of it, though. Looking through Khloe's stories, it might not be the bedroom photos that some people are upset. The video she shared shows thousands of balloons from a small party with only the cousins. Does this change your perspective? I'm neutral, guys. I'm neutral.
I would
love to hear your thoughts.
I would hate to hear what her thoughts are when she's not
neutral.
Yeah, that's neutral.
My butt, she's neutral. Try not to swear. My butt, she's neutral. Gosh. Let me share the video with you so you guys can just see how darn pretty this whole thing was. I need to do that. To then do this. And
I still think she just can't stand to see women that are doing better than her.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what it is. I believe it. Wholeheartedly believe that.
But I get a little satisfaction out of thinking that she sits up at night and compares herself to the Kardashians because she's nowhere close, but it does make me chuckle to think that she thinks she is.
So here's the video. There's no sound. There was music, so I made sure to not have the sound. It's so beautiful. And she got the princesses there, you know.
Oh, it's Tiana and Anna and Elsa.
Look
Mhm.
how pretty. I mean, I would love just to do this, just to
And the
have fun.
Kardashians
It
do
looks
this for my
gorgeous.
birthday. I know.
I mean, her daughter is going to remember this birthday forever. Forever. And maybe it's because of the balloons. I mean, or the princesses, who knows? And then this big bouncy house outside. Oh my, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then here's
Didn't Kylie make her birthday for her daughter was like a giant thing that looked like a piñata and it looked like her daughter. Like it was her head.
Yes.
That?
Yep.
Okay, and I don't have a child, but I can tell you that if I did and I had the money to throw her the biggest princess thing in the world, I would do it every year.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Same here. And one day I hope I can say that I can do that. And even not having money, I'd still try to go out of my way to throw her or him the best party ever. Because that's what moms do and parents do. Dads do it too. Can't leave them out.
I'm with Truffle 85 too. I'm jealous of the kid.
Yeah. I mean, look, she's having a ball right there.
Like, who's going to get me a bounce house for my next birthday?
Right?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Can I be a Kardashian, please?
I wish. Can you adopt me, please? I would love to be adopted. I'll be an adoptee.
I want a princess party.
Right? I'll take a princess party now. I'll take it now. I'll take it for every birthday after and then some.
Like, I've already been convinced that I'm a princess since I was a child anyways. Like, it's only fitting.
Yeah.
Same.
Yep. And then here's just the last pictures that I got from Chloe's Instagram. So this is, her daughter smiling so big over. She's so happy. She's probably like, Mom, you did amazing. Like.
And something that she doesn't point out is that you can tell how happy that kid is. So obviously, Chloe is doing a great job.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And she said, I almost cry every time I call you baby True. And you correct me. You say in the sweet voice, I'm not a baby. I'm a big girl. It just melts my heart. I love her. And then there they are together. How cute. I love those balloons too. I'm sorry. And again, she was wrong. It does not take multiple years for these biodegradable balloons to degrade. 6 months or a little bit more, depending on the balloon. And then this was, we're back to her post, of course. So she was wrong there. She lied to you subscribers that watch her. They don't take years and years and years to biodegrade. And that was a simple Google search. And then you look up stuff. You click the balloon companies. You read some info. It's not that hard.
This is the same lady that was super smug because she thought that you couldn't get a UTI from having sex. Remember?
That's true. That's true. Oh, hey, that Amber chick. And hey, LRC. I had the photos up, so I wasn't looking at the chat. How are you guys? I'm glad to see everyone here. So, Stace, what's your rant? I have a rant. You're muted, and I can't hear your rant now.
So, actually, I was going to have you play that one Twitter video first.
I can do that. Let's play it first. Okay.
And then we're going to play the TikTok one later.
Yep. So you're going to see a little behind the scenes. Actually, no, I can do it this way. Oh, yeah. I'm getting better with this. Let's share the audio. Make sure we share that. Okay. So this is the video, guys. Let me turn the volume up.
Hey, they've already been called. They're just waiting
We can't see it.
You can't hear it?
No, we can't see it.
Oh, you know why? I gotta add it in. So StreamYards. I'm just gonna share the entire screen because it's saying because I switched tabs that it moved it over. So that's something I will play around with later on for the next time. I thought it would work. So you get a little behind the scenes action right now, guys. Okay, let me start it over. Hide this bad guy.
Go away right now.
Good guys?
Hey, they've already been called. They're just waiting.
Yeah, it's good.
You know what? Maybe you should hang out a little longer. We'll see how it goes. Then we won't have to get the report by ourselves.
What is it you're doing here?
Then
Then walk.
Well, you've been here like 15 minutes now.
Let's go. Walk away.
Keep walking.
Walk away. Walk away right now. You need help? I'm happy to help you. I didn't hit you. There's a difference between
Pretty
pushing
sure you were
you.
the aggressor, buddy.
You're aggressing on the neighborhood.
Someone came running.
Walk back.
You better walk away. You walk away. You're talking to my wife right now.
That's your wife?
Walk away.
I didn't do
Walk
that.
away.
Your wife was cute.
Check it out. You can walk away or I'm going to carry your ass out here.
Dude, if you touch
What do you
me,
want to do?
You better not touch me.
Or
I'm not
what?
arguing.
What are you going to do?
You up on me?
Let's go. Walk away.
I didn't do anything.
I'm about to do something to you. You better start walking.
I didn't do anything to her.
You better start walking
So
right
when
now.
you come after me like that,
I ain't coming after you. You're in the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. Get out.
Wow.
Get out. Where? Where's your house? What's your address?
Maybe we should walk you home.
Wow.
Oh, you bet. You want to bet what I can do?
I live here. So
Okay,
Right
what's
now,
your
you're
address?
harassing the
I'm
neighborhood.
not harassing anyone walking through the neighborhood. I live
Oh my gosh.
But check it out. We are a tight-knit community.
here.
We
How
take
long
care
have
of
you
each
been
other.
here? How long have you
Hell of a
been
lot
living
longer than your ass, because I have never seen you before in my
here? How long
life.
have you been living here?
That's
Why
none of
does
your
that even
business.
matter to you?
How long have you been
It
living
doesn't
here?
matter. You know what? Get the hell out of my face.
You've been
Get out of my
walking-
face.
You walked up to me.
Check it out, motherfucker. I ain't playing with you. You either get your ass moving or I'm going to move you.
You smell drunk.
You want to bet?
You are drunk.
I'm about to show you what I can do.
I would suggest
You better walk away. Walk away. Walk away.
I'm walking. You keep following me. So
There's only one way out of here. It's right over there.
there's multiple ways down the cliff.
You want to bet? Walk away.
Wow. This is the first time I actually saw the video all the way through. Wow. Do you want me to play the next one, Stace?
No, let's talk about this one for a second.
Yeah, let's talk about this one first. I agree.
So, first of all, just to be clear to this gentleman, and I use that term very loosely for this person, you do not own a sidewalk. I don't care how much you paid for your house, what your neighborhood is. You live in a suburb with a sidewalk. You don't own the sidewalk.
Yes.
You also don't know every single person that lives in that subdivision. My mother lives in a subdivision. She loves to go for walks. She doesn't just walk up and down her street. She goes down all the streets until she thinks that it's time to turn around so she can make it back from all the streets.
Yep.
If anybody ever came out of their house and came at my mother to ask her what she was doing, I would need the bail money that we have put back for Jackie.
So you guys are like, what's going on? This poor kid was just taking a walk. Maybe he wanted to walk in a different neighborhood. Maybe he was visiting a friend. Who knows? But he was taking a walk. That's all this guy was doing, was taking a walk. And this guy didn't recognize him because he's never seen him before and has an issue with this guy walking in front of his house in the same area that he lives.
And I have two things to say about that. First of all, this is not the 50s. People don't buy a home and like grow their family there and live forever anymore. That's just not the economy and the world we live in today. So just because you don't recognize someone does not mean that they haven't moved into your neighborhood. It doesn't mean that they're renting the house that your neighbor just moved out of.
Yep.
You don't know that. Quit acting like you do, freaking psycho. Second of all,
What if he's like just spending the weekend there? He's at an Airbnb that some house owner rents out as an Airbnb.
and second of all, this oh shoot, I about just lost my train of thought. I don't know.
But you don't know people that move into the neighborhood. You were saying, I'm trying to help.
You know, I don't know. I just get so angry that I just want to say so much, but I want to try and be polite.
But the sidewalk is public property. Even
I can tell you what I was going to
there
say.
you go. I knew. I got you.
He said, "Well, you've probably been out here for 15 minutes now." Now, not a lot of people would know this, but I used to smoke cigarettes, and I quit a couple years ago. But I smoked for a long time, like when I was a teenager. And my mother would have slapped me silly if she had found out that I was smoking cigarettes as a teenager. So I would walk just far enough to where my mother could not see me. And I would probably stand in the same spot for, about 15 minutes before putting on lotion and probably spraying my cucumber melon perfume and walking back to my house. So again, that guy needs to chill the F out.
Yes.
We're seriously the same person because you just described me as a teenager. Which,
But he
I
doesn't own
smoked
the
for like 10
sidewalk.
years. And it's true. I mean, I walked around my neighborhood, and when I was a teenager, this happened in my neighborhood. My neighbors called my mother and said, "Your daughter is outside and there's a black guy walking up and down the street." Well, that black guy was my best friend. And, then it really bothered me. But now for something like this to happen, I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm just not, because people are so disappointing.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that these types of neighborhoods, and this is kind of like what my rant is about tonight too, actually. But the suburban neighborhoods, suburban moms, suburban families like this, they're toxic, they're disgusting, they're horrible to each other. Tight knit doesn't mean anything because on its face, they will all stab each other in the back. So this was just a form of racism. This guy clearly has a very small penis and clearly has some serious anger issues. And he doesn't look like a strong man protecting his family in this. He looks like a douchebag racist that has a problem with a guy walking down the street because of the color of his skin.
I agree.
The person filming, the person filming is not his wife. It's one of the neighbors, because there's a little bit more to what happened that we don't get to see. Like, he had broken the kid's phone already at this point.
Yeah.
But the neighbor saw what was going on, and she grabbed her phone and ran out and started filming as soon as she could. So there's actually a woman standing off to the side filming, and you can just hear the wife.
And we have one more video to update you on what happened.
And I wanted to tell them a little bit about that video too, because the cops were called.
Yes.
And they saw the video that this lady had filmed, and they told the young man that they couldn't charge him with assault. The most they could do would be like mischief for the broken phone. So I want y'all to keep that in mind as you watch the update that happened after this video went viral.
And let me get it for you guys. Here's some behind the scene action. And
So are we saying that the cops are crappy too? Because
just
I
just
clearly
wait.
saw assault.
Just wait.
I didn't hit you. There's a difference between pushing you. You're aggressive on the neighborhood. Someone came running up. You walk away. You walk away.
Appreciate y'all being patient. I initially announced that at 8:30 this morning, Jonathan Pentland was arrested, assault battery third degree, in reference to the video that we've all seen. It's a very disturbing video. It's one that we're not going to tolerate or condone in Richland County. And the message I want to give is that when something like that happens, the Sheriff's Department's going to act very swiftly, and we're going to hold those responsible for those accountable. We're not going to let people be bullies in our community, and if you are, then you're going to answer for it.
And that's the TikTok. And TikToks replay and replay. So
Did he say, I didn't catch it, did he say what they arrested him for? Was it assault or, I mean, I feel like he should be charged with a hate crime.
I do not believe this video. It says it. He was only arrested because of the video. I don't think they say it in here. Let's just see. I don't believe they said what they arrested him with.
Laugh Through Life, yes, they arrested him this morning. Red shirt.
He already got bailed out too. Wow.
And he is, I want to say he's in the Army. I want to say he's maybe a sergeant in the Army.
Yep, that's what someone said. Military is going to kick him out also. There's 26 comments on this one.
Yeah. So this one incident where he decided that he needed that small dick energy that he's got, it's ruined his life. He's been arrested. He's going to lose his job. He's probably going to lose that house that he's living in because he's not going to be able to pay for it. And good. He deserves it. He deserves it. I hope he moves into a neighborhood where he's the one that looks different.
Apparently his military boss is a black man too. By these
good.
comments.
Good. Can't wait for that to come out and to hear what they have to say.
This will cost him his retirement. Yes, it will.
Yep. And it should. It should. People shouldn't act like this.
He's like, we take swift action. Like, no, you don't take swift action, because if you took swift action, he wouldn't have been arrested today at 8:30 in the morning after some pretty heavily followed people on Twitter just happened to share the video. Like, no, you were going to let this slide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And because people came forward and it went viral, that's why he was arrested. So, this is happening in a county where there's those police officers probably agreed with him.
Absolutely not, police wife life. I don't think all police officers are bad at all.
No, neither do I.
No.
At all. There are a lot of great police officers out there that do a lot of great things.
And I'm not even saying the cop that told this young man that they couldn't do anything was wrong, because it might not have been that he might have really thought there wasn't anything they would let him do. Because until it became a big enough story, he might have thought that the prosecuting attorney wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, police officers are great, and some of them are really going through it in a lot of different areas. And because it's like we can't understand that people are people and we don't have to group them all together as one. So I agree with you. Not all police officers are bad. I am happy that we have police officers. I know several. They're wonderful people. They would never cross the line. They don't have a racist bone in their body. It's unfortunate that some police officers just don't carry out the law the way that they should, or turn a blind eye to things like this. it's not fun to see at all.
I want to give since we're on the police officer topic, I want to give a big shout out to the police officers that handled a town next to me yesterday who decided to go on a rampage, shooting and barricading himself in a hair salon. Those officers did an amazing job, and I know none of them are going to be watching this, but for me, it's just letting myself know that someone out here appreciates them. They did an amazing job. It was 7 hours of hell that they had to go through for them to finally go in there, and they found the guy that was shooting at them, who did shoot somebody, and the person that got shot is doing okay. It wasn't life-threatening injuries, thankfully, but they did a great job getting those residents out of there and protecting the people and even all the surrounding towns that came and helped them. So there are great police officers out there, and they're doing amazing work. This incident, I just can't believe that this guy would even think that he owns the sidewalk, in my opinion. I mean, I live in the suburbs, so we have people that we don't even know walking around all the time. And knowing the behind the law scenes, if you fall on a sidewalk, you can't be like, well, this house is in front of where I fell. Let me sue the homeowner. No, you have to sue the city. The city or the town owns that sidewalk. You do not own that sidewalk as a homeowner. And I'm pretty sure if he had slipped and fell or hurt himself on that sidewalk, the guy wouldn't want to be like, I'm not taking responsibility for that. That's the sidewalk. They said you didn't fall on my property. But when it comes to him just walking by, it's a problem. So, yeah, I can't believe that was the first time I watched the video all the way through, and I'm quite shocked at what I saw. I can't believe people actually do that. I mean, I'm not shocked. We have way too many people that care too much about the littlest things in this world, and that's a big problem.
And you could just see how scared, you could see and hear how scared he was during this. Like it's really hard to watch that, let alone like the wife over there cheering him on. Like, maybe we should walk you home. Like, maybe you both should shut the hell up.
Yeah, exactly. Aw, I love you guys. And this is why we're here. We're, ranting it out and talking about it. Everyone has a difference of opinion on everything, and that's why we're here. And we're all adults, and we can all talk to each other. And that's why I love doing this with you guys. I love it. Kim, let's move on. What is your rant tonight? I know you said it was similar to this.
Yeah, well, my rant is about suburban moms, actually. So I have an issue. I have an issue with moms that have decided that they want to live vicariously through their kids and act like assholes whenever they're involved in anything. Like, I cannot stand my neighbors at this point. They have all decided that they're better than everyone else. They act like they're gods for no reason. And they all have really crappy kids that are just horrible to people. And then they want to blame other people for their kids being crappy. And it's like, well, why don't you put down the wine bottle and look at yourself in the mirror for a second, because you're not that great. Like, I don't get it. And they get involved in fights that their kids have. So, 10-year-old little girls, they argue about stuff, right? And I've talked about this with Jackie and Stacy privately, but these little girls will get into arguments at school and not like each other. And this little girl across the street from us called my daughter the B word, and among other things. And her mom, who was supposedly a friend, decided to completely turn her back on my family, on my daughter, and say that her daughter is so perfect and has never done anything wrong. and it must be us. We must be liars. It's awful. She doesn't want her children around us. You know, suburbanites, they just kill me because they isolate each other. It's all fake. They'll smile at your face, and then when your back's turned, they'll talk absolute garbage about you. So that's my rant. My rant is about how people, I cannot with most moms. Moms are stupid. Like, you don't need to be a part of the PTA, and you don't have to drive a white Suburban, and you don't have to drink wine every night of your life, and you don't have to wear a high ponytail and pretend that you work out. And I'm sick of it. Like, fancy moms piss me off. It's not the real world. The Florida mom that beat up her high school daughter's rival. Yeah, I'm sure that happened. These people are crazy. It's like the mom from Mean Girls, where she's like, but I'm the cool mom who wants to hang out and have a drink with them.
Yeah.
Right. They never grew up. They're not actual adults. And then it's amazing how they act like they are better than everyone else on the planet. And I'm like, honey, you put your pants on the same way everybody else does. You poop in a toilet the same way everyone else does, and it stinks too. So just shut the hell up. Like, stop acting like you're so perfect. The one who tried to hire a hitman. I like listening to all those stories about women who have like snapped and tried to kill their husbands or hired hitmen and done all that crazy stuff
and
too.
She posted it to YouTube after she beat the kid up. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So did you teach your daughter that trick that I told you to teach her, though? For when she likes to whisper mean things to her, so like, and then pretend like she didn't or whatever.
Kim's on mute. I mean, I saw it, and I'll teach my child that one day. That's pretty damn good.
Kim is on mute.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was like, yeah, but you know, I don't know. What do you guys think about suburban moms? I think they suck. I think don't ever be that person if you have kids. Just, you know, be real, and also be the parent. Don't act like you're a friend and not discipline them, because that's the worst. That just makes your children bad human beings. So we're not their friends, we're their moms. And everyone who's in suburbia right now needs to listen up and get your shit together.
Did you hear what Stacy asked though? Did you teach your daughter Stacy's trick?
Oh yeah, cap her in the knees. No. Actually, I did. No, just kidding. I actually did teach her. I did. I taught her if anyone ever says anything to her, just to yell really loud. Did you just call me the B word? Like, to say it out loud, and she laughed. She thought that was funny, but you know, I've done a lot to keep her away from those crazy kids. You know, but you can't protect them forever. So it's a shame. If my daughter did that to somebody, I would absolutely, I would discipline her. I would not stand up for her and tell her that it was okay, and then treat the other family like crap. So I don't get it, but you know, whatever. Yeah. Speaking of, my kids are trying to FaceTime me right now.
There you go. I'm not a parent, so I can't really talk about bad parenting, but I do know about suburban moms and how it was for me growing up. And even my own ex-aunt now, thankfully she's an ex-aunt. She is not married to my uncle anymore. She even was like that to me with my own cousin, who is 2 months older than me. We were in the same grade through pre-K all the way up into high school. We graduated in the same high school together. And she made her daughter not like me because she kept telling her that we were middle class and we were lower than her. Yet we went to the same private school. We went to the same private high school. We were involved with the same group of friends, all of that. And it was just because she didn't like my mom and my dad. and she didn't think they were, high class like she thought she was, even though we live in the same neighborhood. Everything was the same. Like, the house she got with my uncle, they got for free. My parents actually paid for their house. So it was just, I had to deal with that growing up, and my crazy ex-aunt, who now, even if I see her in a grocery store or a clothing store, I still go out of my way to say hi to her, and she brushes me off like she doesn't even know who I am.
Well, and like these parents are doing a disservice to their children because they're doing everything in their power to ensure their children never fail at anything, which is going to hurt their children in the long run, because eventually mom and dad are going to get to go to college with you and ensure you don't fail. They're not
Yeah.
going to get to go to work with you and ensure no one ever hurts your feelings. And they're not teaching their children at a young age how to deal and work through that. They're giving them no lessons at all.
That's a fact. That is a fact. And yes, usually if someone thinks they're high class, they're probably not. She was just lucky that my uncle loved her as much as he did and supported everything that she wanted. She didn't have to work a day in her life, and he gave her anything and everything she asked for, including a brand new car the day she wanted it. He got it for her. She wanted a deli. She's like, oh, they're selling this place on the corner. We can make it a deli. And my uncle bought it for her. She swore she was going to work. She was there one day. And my uncle, who worked third shift at the time, decided that he would run the deli during the day and still work third shift, just so they can have it until he couldn't do it anymore, because she wanted it. He gave her everything she wanted. And even after they got divorced, he still paid for her cell phone. He still paid her rent. He still paid her alimony on top of it. And I give my uncle a lot of credit for dealing with her. And now my older cousin, her sister, knows what her mom did to, like, execute us kind of from the family. But the cousin that's 2 months older than me still doesn't like me and still thinks I'm trash. Like, she made it a point to want to be at my brother's wedding, and I can guarantee when I get married, she'll make it a point that she doesn't come to my wedding. Even her baby showers that she's had, she makes it a point to invite my mom, but not me. And yet my whole family's there. So it's sad, yes. But you know what? I know that I'm still a nice person. And if I see her, I'd still treat her like my family, because she is. So, but that's what suburban moms do to their kids. And then their kids grow up and they still act like that. And
see, I'm mad petty, because if I were your mom, I would be like, regretfully, will not be attending to every single fucking invitation. I wouldn't send a gift. I wouldn't send anything.
yes. And my mom actually couldn't go to the baby shower she was invited to. But she did still send a gift, because it was the point that my mom wanted to make, that you are my family. And even though you have been mean to my daughter her whole life and your mom did not like me, I am going to prove that I'm still better and a better person. And I'm going to do this because you are my brother's daughter and I care about you.
No, I'm saying your mom is absolutely the better person. I'm telling you how bad of a person I am.
No, I know what you meant by that. It just so happened she was going to North Carolina. And my grandmother said that I could have gone with her, but I didn't feel like I was invited. If I didn't get an invitation, I wasn't invited, whether my grandmother was the one to invite me or not. Like, that's a rant. That's a whole nother rant. And to think that we went to the same school with 9 kids and she made sure all of her friends didn't like me in middle school. You know what? I grew past it, and she is now currently pregnant and I'm happy for her. And she found out it was a girl, and I'm happy for her that her son now will have a little sister. And I hope she just raises her kids a lot differently than her mom raised her, because her father did a great job and my uncle is amazing. So
All right. So you had something else that you wanted to talk about.
yeah, I do. We can move on to that one. So let me pull this up real quick. And for all you ice cream lovers out there, I hope you know about this ice cream company, because if you don't, you need to try them. They're amazing. So this is what I saw. Let me just get it open. Today on Twitter was, oh, no, wrong one. I gave it away. You guys can see who it was about. Let me pull the right one up, though, for you guys. Here it is. Technical difficulties now. So I saw this message on Twitter today, and I was like, what the heck is this person ranting about? Ben & Jerry's factory is located in a city where the black population is less than 1%. Ben & Jerry sells $5 pints of ice cream, mostly to upper middle class white people. Ben & Jerry is using black people's pain to sell ice cream to white people. This is white supremacy. And I'm like, what the heck? And I looked into it a little bit more, and I found out that another Twitter page had made, I can skip through it real fast, made this, which was, get the new Ben & Jerry's flavor today. So they had made a meme, because Ben & Jerry are always been about political things, and they had posted this tweet about the murder of Dante Wright is rooted in white supremacy and results from the international criminalization of black and brown communities. The system can be reformed and must be dismantled, and a real system of public safety rebuilt from the ground up. Defund the police. This is what Ben & Jerry's posted, which Ben & Jerry's, if people don't know, they have done a lot of different things, not even just politics, but it makes me mad, because the tragic death of Wright is not the first time Ben & Jerry's has waded into highly political waters. And in fact, they started with the first announcement of their support for Black Lives Movement in 2015. And they have gone on they have regularly published articles on white supremacy, immigration, and other progressive topics forever. Even on their last June 10th, which is a festival held annually on the 19th of June by African Americans to commemorate the emancipation of slavery in Texas. The company signaled their support for defunding the police in an Instagram post posted depicting ice cream scoops being taken from the U.S. police budget bowl and given back to affordable health care, affordable housing, education, job training, mental health counseling, and substance abuse, which I do have that I can show you. It's right here. So that was the first time they actually did. That wasn't the first time. That was another thing that they had shown their opinion on. Another example, they got involved in 2002 with One Sweet World, which is an ice cream flavor that they had created. They also created an environmental action website and partnered with the Dave Matthews Band and SaveEnvironment.org to campaign to help global warming. I mean, Ben & Jerry's does a lot. And for this one tweet to just be made into, I think this person doesn't know anything about Ben & Jerry's, because if they did, they would know that the factory where Ben & Jerry's is located, yes, it is a population with less than 1% Black people. But that is also 2 miles away from their first original Ben and Jerry's ice cream shop that they opened up in Burlington, Vermont. Their headquarters is now South Burlington, Vermont, which I said is 2 miles away. And their headquarters is in Waterbury, Vermont, which is 27.9 miles away, because they wanted to keep their ice cream company in their home state to give people the opportunity there to have jobs and to support their state. So if that is a problem and that is the reason you're using that as they're white supremacists because they kept the ice cream factory and headquarters in their home state where this all came about, that is ridiculous in my opinion. Like, okay, they want to help their state out. Maybe if you opened up an ice cream shop, it became so big, would you keep it in the same state that you started to help those citizens in your state that you love so much? I mean, it's just ridiculous that this is the beginning of the tweet, let alone that they're comparing it to that higher middle class people are the ones to buy the ice cream. I'm very much not high middle class at all. I'm not even rich. I'm not poor. I'm maybe in the middle, but I love my Ben and Jerry's ice cream. And even my boyfriend knows that all he has to do is buy me a pint and everything changes. Like, I'll love you again.
Well,
it gets me mad. It just gets me mad that this person has a big following on Twitter. He even has a YouTube channel. Would say this. I mean, look into it. Just look into it just a little bit. And you know that Ben and Jerry's is not at all like this at all. And someone did say that they are actively involved in the whole George Floyd thing. So I did see that. I mean, they get involved. For me, Ben and Jerry are hippies that still want the peace and love for the world. And that's how I've always seen them. And that's how a lot of people see them. And they do a lot of movements and things like that. I mean, this is right here. This is for LGBTQ marriage. They made ice cream to promote that. Stacy told me, what was it, Stacy, that they did in Australia?
so that their store locations, they refuse to put 2 of the same scoop of any flavor until people wrote into the MPs and they passed same-sex marriage.
I mean, that's a great thing right there. They're helping people out. They're helping the world. They're helping the United States. They're just activists in my mind. They're being willing to stand up for what is right and help out any way they can.
And I do want to say about, I do see the comments going on about the what happened here with the shooting and whatnot. I do want to say an important piece of information that has come out is she was on the job for 26 years and she was the trainer. So I don't think it was lack of training here that factored into what happened.
Yes. And if I have an opinion on that matter, I just don't get how she couldn't tell the difference between the weight of a gun and a taser, and the way that the tasers look are 2 different things. And it is very sad what happened. And I feel so bad for the family. And I just can't believe that they're dealing with this again.
And I don't want to jump to any conclusions or anything, but it might also have something, how overworked. And I'm not saying that that's any excuse, because obviously there should be a big difference. And I don't even think they're carried on the same side, if I remember correctly. But I wonder what kind of shifts these cops are working nowadays.
Yeah. So I know, and I know I've been told too, that most of the time their dominant side, their dominant hand, has the side where the gun is. So it's your most dominant hand reaching for the gun. And your least dominant side would be where the taser is. So that way there isn't so much of a confusion. I mean, we're going to have to wait to find out more information. And from what I've seen, I don't get it.
And it looks like they're taking swift action.
Yes, which is a good thing. She resigned. The chief resigned. I mean,
And then she was arrested.
Yeah, she was arrested. So they're doing something about it this time. And
I see a lot of people are mad because like it's like manslaughter, but you guys got to remember, if she really is saying, you know, like I accidentally pulled my gun and shot him, that is manslaughter, because she didn't go out with the intention of murdering somebody or him in particular.
Yeah.
So that is still manslaughter.
And I did see the body cam footage, and you can tell that she thought, whether she felt it or not in her hand, she did scream, taser, 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 thinking that she was going to tase him. Whether she should have stopped right then and there by the feel of it, by the look of it, is a whole nother thing. But she did think that she was going to tase him. So, and you're absolutely right. If she did not intend, that is manslaughter. And we will just have to wait to find out more information before we can all make judgment calls on this. And I do think that we all need to wait and see what happens before we can, jump to conclusions and, take sides. I mean, I'm taking a side, but...
And I'm not going to say a word about people that are out protesting it, because that's something that I will never have to go through in my lifetime. And I couldn't imagine what it's like. I don't have to, like the story earlier that we were talking about with the TikTok and the guy stopping him on the street. All of us were saying how we used to do that. What we weren't saying is how anybody ever stopped us because they thought we were creepy. Because 3 white girls walking down the street don't look creepy.
Yes, exactly.
So I don't have to be taught how to act around certain people or how to be like, that's not something I'll ever have to experience, but it's also something I don't want anyone else to have to experience.
Yes. And
but let's see if we get justice before we start,
Yeah, I agree with you there. And it was great to see you too tonight. I agree with you, Stace. We need to get more information. We need to find out more. The body cam footage, yes, shows a lot. We have a lot of info right now, but we don't have everything. And I don't think what happened was right at all. And like I said, there is a weight difference. How did she not notice? And for me, if it was me in that position, if it weighed differently, even if I wasn't looking and it didn't feel right, it's better to have the guy drive off than to accidentally do that. But that is my opinion, and we don't know the story behind it to be able to.
And we're all looking at it from, outside looking in. And so for us, it's easy to be like,
yes,
this is what but we're not in that position.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, after my first car accident, now that after I had it, I'm like, oh, I could have easily just done this and I wouldn't have had that car accident. But, at the moment I freaked out, and guess what? I wrecked that car and I had to work all summer to buy a new one.
Exactly. And yes, again, we're sorry that, Truffle, you had such a distance for police, but they're not all bad. They aren't. And I agree with police life. I do. We have a lot of great cops out there, a lot more than bad ones. And I don't think, from what I've seen, that she was intending at all to kill him. I think she was trying to prevent him from pulling off and leaving the scene, because he was kind of resisting arrest a little bit from what I did see, but we don't have all the facts to make that conclusion. All I know is he didn't deserve to die at all. At all. So, yeah, but that was Ben and Jerry's does do a stand, and I don't maybe agree with some of the terminology that they used in that tweet from Ben and Jerry's, but I definitely don't agree that by selling ice cream and where their factory is located and all of that is white supremacy. That was my rant more than anything.
And it's almost like he's even saying that they're not real activists or whatever. Like
Yeah.
they're minimizing what they do. Like those guys have been arrested at protests.
Yes, they have. At the Capitol, too. They got arrested at the Capitol.
And like, even if I don't agree with what they're saying, or even if you don't agree with what they're saying, you know, because we're all human, we don't always agree, and very rarely do a lot of people agree with me. But even if you don't agree with what they're saying, you can't say that they haven't stuck true to what they're saying.
Yes.
Like, they have always did what they said and said, you know, said what they do. Like, they don't flip-flop.
Yeah. And Vamp, that is something I was thinking about. She was probably very hyper-focused and probably maybe didn't realize the whole weight. I do know tasers usually are a different color, and they're like neon yellow, sometimes neon orange. I'm not sure what color theirs are. From the body cam footage, you can clearly see it was a black firearm that she was holding. But she could have been so hyper-focused and just stopping what was going on that she didn't realize. And it clearly does look like an accident, but we have to wait to find out more details before any of us can really decide or say what we feel to have that opinion. I mean, like I said, he did not deserve to die at all. At all. Over what they call tabs. I still think it's tags. I still want to say that. Over tabs being expired is what they said. And in the body cam footage, they did say that he had a warrant out for his arrest. I don't know the facts about that. That's not something that I know much about at the moment. But we will be, you know, all of us here will be watching and seeing how this plays out. And we can only pray for the best, or hope for the best if you don't pray, that this turns out the way that it needs to, and things like this do not happen anymore. That's all we can hope for.
You know, I think that, sorry, I was like away for a second, FaceTiming my kids, but I did get to hear most of the conversation. And just to weigh in on that, because I'm watching the chat and there are very different sides in the chat right now,
Yes.
to how you feel about this. And that's fine, because everyone is entitled to their own opinion about this. And what you see in news reports is not always the full picture or the accurate picture. Let's just be honest.
Yes.
They show
it's
you what
true.
they want to show you.
Yep.
Okay. So for that reason, like, we do have to question a lot of things. That man did not deserve to die. No person deserves to die over expired tabs, whatever. No person deserves to die over any petty crimes. You know, if you're a real kind of monster and you're killing people and you're hurting children, maybe something crazy like that, we can talk about
You're hurting
deserving to
children
die.
and my gun accidentally goes off. You know what happens? Happens.
Right.
Yep.
Like, I will confine myself to an 8x8 cell if anyone ever did anything to my children. Like, you're going to have to kill me, because I'm gonna kill you first. But
you were at my house the week that somebody killed him, so it couldn't have been you.
I'll tell the police.
It
I will
was.
tell the
It was
police.
Vam.
I shot him. It was me. I did it, and here's why. No shame. But in this situation, I think that we need to understand that I don't want to believe in my heart that she intentionally did this. And there are tasers out there that are black and they look like guns.
Yep.
I don't understand why they make them look like guns. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life. They should look completely different. And I don't know how much they weigh.
Time out. The chat. I know you guys have differences of opinion, and I love both of you that are kind of arguing right now back and forth with each other. But just realize sometimes not everyone is going to agree. And if you're not like, I get some people have their experiences where other people feel a different way because they've had their experiences, but we're adults and we need to just kind of cool it a little bit and relax and know that he has the right to his opinions and you have the right to your opinions, and it's okay. It's okay. We don't need to get a little crazy here, guys. I understand where each one of you guys is coming from.
Well, and here's the thing, like, we're not here to say one way or the other what is going on. Definitively, this man should not have died.
Yes.
Was it an accident or was it intentional? I can't say because I'm not Kim Potter. That's really not up for me to decide. I'm sure that she will go before a jury of her peers, and that will be settled by the court. There's, unfortunately, it happened very close to where the George Floyd murder happened, and that man was absolutely murdered by a police officer who is now on trial. In my opinion, allegedly. Whatever you think about that, it's your opinion. But I watched that video footage, and there was a lot that you didn't see in that case as well. They only showed the 8 minutes that ended up killing George Floyd. They didn't show the time, the 20 minutes before that, where they had him in the car and he was resisting and they got him back out of the car because there was a problem and something was happening, and a lot of different things went on during that encounter. And at the end, that police officer made a very bad decision and it cost a man his life. In this case, she did something that she should not have done. She also made a bad decision. And I think based on what I see, the way she like drops her gun and throws her hands up, it seems as though she truly did not know that she was holding a gun. I can't say, she could be a really good actress, I guess, but it seemed that way. And you have to understand that these people are doing a job. They are in high pressure situations. And when you're in a high pressure situation where you could be killed, you make bad decisions. So for him resisting, he was scared. So he made bad decisions. Same thing as George Floyd. He was scared, high pressure situation, made bad decisions. The cops made bad decisions. Everyone is human. And we can't say that this is like a systemic problem where all police officers are racist and out to kill black men. It's just not true. But unfortunately, this is happening because there are people and people are flawed, and bad things happen when you give people the opportunity of free will to make their own decisions. It's the same reason we have crime. Like, no one is perfect. And that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse to kill a person. However, we cannot expect for every human being to be good, because that they're not. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen in doctors' offices. It's going to happen in churches. It's going to happen with police officers. It's going to happen in your neighborhoods and in your schools. There are bad people everywhere. There are people who make bad decisions everywhere. And it's unfortunate that some of them have weapons, because this is what ends up happening. But to say that all police officers are targeting Black men, it's not true. To say that this wasn't racially motivated, you don't know that. So you can't say that that's not true. Really, like, no one has a dog in this fight. No one can say for sure except for the people that were there. So everyone needs to probably just like shut up about it and not make their own decisions, because it's not your decision to make. You can have a feeling about it and you can have an opinion about it. That's great. But understand that other people are going to have other opinions about it as well. So
yeah, and people are going to have their own experiences with police officers, like I'm seeing, and I understand where you're coming from as well, and that is your choice. And I just hope that maybe one day it can get better, so that way your opinions about them can change, and know that there are good police officers out there. Because if it wasn't for those police yesterday, we would have had a lot more people killed if they didn't do their job properly. And I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave. And I don't think anyone else here wants you to leave. I'm telling you right now, I understand where you're coming from. And I get scared too. And I know that there's good officers out there, but I still get scared, because it's just, I get scared that when someone knocks on my door, it's the police coming to get me. It's the experience I have. We are here to support each other. And I know that what you went through is the reason why you don't want to call them or don't want to get involved with them. And that is your choice and your opinion. But I just really do hope one day that maybe one officer can prove all of that wrong to you. And we don't want you to leave. I love you being here and telling us what has happened, so I can see a different perspective as well. And if I can stop what's going
Jackie,
on.
do we have a drink of the night for this?
Let me give you a drink of the night before you leave. How about that? Because you will enjoy this one. Like I said, it's a classic. And if you haven't had it, you definitely need to try it. It is a good one. So let me pull that up real quick for you. We all need one of these.
Yeah, we all need a drink. But while you're pulling that up, Truffle, if you're still here, I am so sorry that you had something happen to you like that. It's not easy.
Right,
it's so scary. And like I said, like, these poor people who are in these scary situations, they end up making a bad decision, and then the police end up doing something to them. So I fully understand where you're coming from. And I want you to know that I get it. Like, I think that there needs to be reform. I think that there are problems in a lot of police departments. Like, let's just say, especially Minneapolis, there's a lot of issues going on there. And, we've seen this happen time and time again in different cities. So yes, there needs to be reform. Yes, there are issues, and yes, there are bad cops. So not all of them are, though. And that was just the point that I was trying to make. And I hope I didn't run you off by making that point.
And I agree with you.
I apologize if it was because of.
I think your mic is breaking up, Kim.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Okay. Yes, no, that's not what we want. And I know that's not what you meant either, Kim, at all. But let's just take a look at tonight's drink, today's rant drink of choice. If you guys have never had one, you need to go and make one. It's a Malibu Bay Breeze, and they are absolutely amazing. You can change up what kind of alcohol you put in it, of course. You don't also have to use alcohol. You can make this without the Malibu. But I didn't put, like, for the ingredients, I didn't put measurements because you can make this in a jug format or you can make this in a glass format. But it's 1 part Malibu, 1 part pineapple juice, and 1 part cranberry juice. And the cranberry juice, you do want to have a non-pure cranberry juice, because if you use a cranberry juice that is not already sweetened, you can add the simple syrup to it. It's just a little tip on how to make it taste better. And of course, to top it off, a pineapple wedge, which you can dip that pineapple wedge in it and then eat it, and I promise you it'll taste that much more better too.
And you could make the kids some with like soda water.
Yep.
And they would feel like little adults drinking little drinks.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I used to
And
order Shirley Temples everywhere I went when I was a kid. Thank you very
me
much.
too.
I did too, and I thought I was so grown up.
Me too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but it's very easy to make. You can easily just mix all 3 ingredients together, or if you want to get fancy, you're going to put the Malibu in first and then flip a spoon over and kind of slant it on the glass, and then you put in the pineapple juice, and then you move up and you put on the cranberry juice, and that's where you get that like color variation. And then if you do the color variation one, they just tell you to put the ice cubes in it after very easily. But you can make it so it looks like that yellow, orange, red, which I thought was pretty cool. And it's a cool little trick. It's literally flipping the spoon and kind of putting it on the angle and pouring each one and moving it up and pouring the next one and moving it up. But if you haven't had one, definitely try one. It is a favorite of mine, and I have not had it in a long time. And I'm telling you right now, if they got some Malibu at that wedding, I'm having myself a Malibu Bay Breeze for sure. For sure. And I will definitely also post this on Twitter, and I will post this on Discord so you guys can have it and save it and use it and make it and enjoy it. And let us know if you've never had one and you do decide to make it. Let us know if you have made one and how much you like it. I would love to know. And you can also let us know if you change up the Malibu, what you use.
I love Malibu rum, but I also love that you started this with you can make it by the jug or by the glass.
Yeah.
Because I'll take the jug, please.
Well, you never know. You might be having a party. You want to make a whole picture for everyone or even yourself. You never know. It could be a rough night.
Yeah, as you were reading by the glass or by the jug, and then down here it says serves 1 or multiple, and I was like, multiple? Are they bringing their jugs?
Right. Serves 1 multiple times.
So that's what makes it easy. And easy to make 1 or multiple. It's all the same measurements for each ingredient, which that is what I love. Yeah, 1 or multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Multiple for me. Multiple for the 1.
Like, I didn't bring any for you.
But the pineapple wedge is the key. And I don't like pineapple, but the pineapple wedge is the key because then you can dip it in and eat it. And I'm telling you right now, I don't like pineapple, but pineapple dipped in the Malibu tastes amazing.
Right, police wife life? When I make mojitos, I make a jug of mojito. That way, all I have to do is keep adding ice to my cup and keep pouring. I don't have to go in there and try to make it.
Hey, we might have a drink of the week already for next week. Maybe I can find some cool mojitos that we can make. But yeah, we all need a girl right about now. Or me. I don't drink very often, but when I do drink, if you're not a drinker and you are a smoker, we can all take a hit right now because that's what I'm going to do.
Well, LRC's pulling out the big stuff and going with Fireball tonight. So,
Fireball.
You go, girl.
I had one of those shots. Oh my God. It burns, girl. I don't know how you're doing it. Oh my God. I had a Fireball shot at the Bachelorette weekend and it burned. It burned. But that's me. We all are different. We all
Yeah.
like what we like. I'm a JD girl. Give me Jack Daniels and some Coca-Cola, and I am good to go.
Oh,
Tell you that.
I absolutely love Jack and Coke. That is one of my favorites. I like rum and Cokes too. And rum and pineapple. Those are delicious as well. But yeah, I gave up the Fireball like 10 years ago. I can't, no more shots for me.
Yeah, you've guys seen what I drink. I drink the girliest thing I can find on the menu, and then I take a picture and share it with y'all.
Do you get like the big fishbowl drinks with all the fruit in it? Like it's
Oh,
a
I
fruit
usually
salad?
honestly order whichever one has the cutest sounding name. I'm like, I'll give that one a shot.
Yeah.
Like, I
My
think I had
favorite
the lemon drop last time because I was like, oh, that sounds so cute.
My favorite back when I used to go to the club before I turned 21 and then when I was 21 was Midori Sours, which were like a sour apple kind of drink. And I
Yeah, I've
don't
had
like
those.
sour things, but I love those Midori Sours, let me tell you. Oh, yeah.
Me
Yep.
too. You know what I never really cared for was like milky cream drink, like Irish cream. I've never cared for that. Rum chata. You guys ever had that?
No, I'm not a
Can't
fan
do
of
it.
Irish cream either.
Yeah, no, it can't be milky.
Yeah,
That is not a good
or
combination.
Bailey's or the Bailey's drinks. I'm not a big fan of those Bailey's drinks, but some people are, and that's their choice. So, you know. Oh, you
I
like my
can't,
Hello Kitty. Thank you. I forget that you guys can see my Hello Kitty when I share my screen.
I can't do like the mudslidey, like milky
No,
drinks.
No. I mean, I
no.
like my chocolate milk, but not with alcohol.
Right, no.
But
Alcohol belongs in things that are acidic and fruity or soda or by themselves. But I cannot
yeah.
do them with
But I
milk.
do find
Really.
myself going to restaurants and getting just a regular like juice like blend that they have and being like, I'm gonna mix these juices up when I get home and add vodka to it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I just
Very good.
I can't do I can't do like super fruity girly stuff either. I think that's why I like the rum and coke. And then my favorite shot was lemon drops. Those
Mm,
were delicious. But those days are over, kids.
I know.
I only do it now whenever like me and Preston go out on a date and I know that he'll be driving.
Well, that's very important. Always have a DD. The more you know.
Especially when you live in a place that is a dry county because you're going to have a long drive.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh. So, I mean, I was going to say, what's our topic of the night? But we kind of already did a topic of the night and went into all the details about that. But Kim, we didn't hear your last rant. That's for sure. Because we each get two, and we didn't hear your second one or Stacy's.
Well, this is really funny because I didn't know. Well, I've been busy all day. So, and I like got to my hotel 30 minutes before the stream started. So, didn't get to speak to Jackie and Stacy a lot before the stream started tonight. And so I didn't know what any of the rants were that they were going to talk about. Sometimes we give each other the topics ahead of time.
Yeah.
Just so we have a heads up, we can do some research, stuff like that. But it's just so funny how they all tied into each other because we were talking about suburban moms, and then we had douchebag suburban guy tonight
Yeah.
part of it, and then your first rant where you were talking about the plastic bottles and the biodegradable balloons. My other rant was going to be about paper straws because I went through I am currently in a county where plastic straws are illegal.
Okay.
So I went through a drive-through and I didn't realize it because
Paper straws or plastic straws?
Plastic straws are illegal.
Okay. Okay. I thought you
this
said
right.
paper. I was like, wait, what?
Right. So I went through a drive-through and they gave me a paper straw.
Oh
and
my
I'm like,
gosh.
You can just take this back because I don't want it. And I don't honestly, like, I don't use plastic straws either. I typically don't get straws. I carry metal straws around with me for
Okay.
that
Yep.
very reason, because the turtles and recycling. I'm really big on recycling and trying to lower my carbon footprint and all of that. And it's really hard when you have kids too. Like, you have to really focus on it to make sure that you're doing things that are good for the planet, but that you're really catching everything, because there's a lot of stuff that we can recycle that we don't.
Yep.
But
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, paper straws are the worst invention ever. Ever. Like, they need to be metal, or we got to figure this out, because liquid and paper, I don't know if you guys knew this, but they don't go together. So paper straws don't freaking last.
That's why when you were like paper straws, I was like, what?
You've never seen a paper straw? Holy crap.
No.
So we have these straws
My
that
state
look
still
like
use- My
plastic.
state still uses the plastic. We're not one of those states yet. I do
Oh.
carry a metal one with me, but I do also rinse out my plastic straws and recycle them. So
Yeah.
Where I work at, our restaurant, it has these straws look and feel like plastic, but they're plant-based. So I have no clue what they actually are.
how does that?
Well, that's good. See, I've heard of biodegradable, like silverware. It's not silver, but it's utensils. There are biodegradable ones that take less time to break down than plastic spoons and forks and knives and sporks, whatever. So there's a lot of places that are going to these, and they feel plastic-y and they're hard, but it's almost like if you were to use a 3D printer and print something out of it, that's what it feels like. But it's biodegradable, and it I think it takes like 100 years instead of 15 million or whatever that plastic takes. So a lot of places are going to that, but there are a lot of counties, states that have outlawed plastic bags and plastic straws. And I happen to be in Palm Beach County, if you know where that is in Florida. It's on the Treasure Coast on the East Coast above Miami right now. And that area, all plastic, is totally illegal. You can't have plastic straws, you can't have plastic bags. So I didn't even realize it. And I go through this drive-through, and this paper straw, it just disintegrates when you try to drink through it, and it's like you're getting gobs of paper with
That's
every
what I was gonna
sip you
say.
drink.
Like, doesn't
Gross.
it get mushy and like it's paper? So you're drinking, it must mush on your lips too, let alone in the drink.
They're horrible. What do you guys think in the chat? Paper straws are garbage.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. A lot of paper straws are the shit. I guess where Josh is, they use paper straws at the McDonald's, and he doesn't
I
like
will
it.
say I'm a giant fan of Starbucks new lids to where you don't need a straw for the cold
Yes.
drinks.
Yes, me too.
Really?
I
Yeah.
love that.
I'll be by a Starbucks next week that I'm checking out Starbucks. But
Yeah, those are I love those. That's so funny. I ordered one right when they first came out with them, and they only put certain drinks, like the cold foam drinks, in those cups. And I was walking around in one of my locations with it, and the person I was talking to said, "Where did you get that? Like, that's the coolest lid." And this was probably 2 years ago. And I was like, "I don't know, they just give you this lid whenever you order a certain kind of drink at Starbucks." But I really like that they're going now to that. It makes it very easy to drink. Starbucks has thought of everything. So it doesn't leak out the sides, and it's not crazy. It's really the ergonomics of it work with human sipping, I guess.
Yes, because my favorite thing to do is after I order the groceries and I park the car perfectly while I wait on them to bring them out, I
That's
decide that I deserve a Starbucks for that. And what I do is I get me a cold Starbucks to drink, but then I get a hot one to cool while I make the drive home. And I can drink the cold one on the drive. So I love that it's so easy to sip out of while I'm doing the hard work of taking those groceries home that I'm going to make my husband carry inside.
I need you guys to Snapchat me or something a picture of this because I have not seen one.
You're getting one tomorrow morning. And by the way, thanks for the tip, Stacy, about ordering a cold one to drink in the car and a hot one that's going to cool off on the way home. This is perfect. And you know what? You need to treat yourself because you deserve it after going onto the internet and having to shop for all those groceries and pick them out. That is tough work. And I applaud you for it. I don't even do my own grocery shopping anymore, guys. It's horrible.
Oh, I love grocery shopping. But I'm a weirdo. That's the difference. I like going to the store. I like being able to pick what I want and what I deserve. But I just don't like when I can't go through the self-checkout because all of a sudden the lady says it's 25 items or less when it never was like that and gave me a hard time that day.
So I bought my own shopping bags and I pay for Walmart Plus just so if I have to go into Walmart, I can ring up my stuff on my phone and put them in the shopping bags as I shop. And all I have to do is scan my phone on the way out the door and I'm
What
done.
are you telling me right now? Why didn't you tell me this before? That would be so much easier. Why didn't you tell me this before that you can do that?
Do you have do you have the Amazon stores around you where you can just walk in? Yeah, and it just charges your Prime on the way out.
We have Amazon stores. I don't know if they do that though. I'd have to find out. Really? I can't.
What I do is Walmart Plus, and you would not believe how quickly you can get shopping done because you're not putting everything into the cart, taking it out of the cart, putting it into a bag to put it back in the cart. You're doing it all at the same time.
Oh my God, I need to try that out. And you just pay for it on your phone? Or can you go to a register if you want to pay with cash?
Well, you go to a register and you scan your phone.
Okay. So Stop and Shop, I don't know if you guys know what Stop and Shop is. It's another grocery store, just northeast coast, I guess. I don't know if they have it down there. Stop and Shop is like a Big Y or an Aldi's, but high name shit. What's the other?
So we have Save a Lot and Aldi's in the South. And they're the same concept. You bring your own bag. Yeah.
And then you're lucky and have Publix.
Yeah. So, Publix. That's the ones that is kind of like Stop and Shop. So, but they have the scan things where you go in the store and they have the gun that you can get and scan your products, put them in the cart, and then you scan the scanner on the scanner thing at the checkout register and you pay from there. So that's similar to that, which I've been doing that for 10 years every time I go to Stop and Shop.
And I do that at Sam's because at Sam's you don't even have to scan it at a register. You just check out on your phone and walk right out the door. And you'll see those lines at Sam's out to the back of the freaking building. And you're like, you have the app on your phone. It's free because you're a member. Check out like a normal person.
See, look, LRC learned something new too. I got to check that out because we got Amazon stores and where they do the shipping, and I wonder if they have a store there.
They're really cool. They're very Amazon stores are really cool because it's if you have Prime, then you pick up something off of the shelf and it recognizes it. They're high tech. So there's not a lot of them, but they are amazing.
Well, yeah.
So Snoop said that Amazon has the large pixie sticks, 85 for $16, and they are on the way. I kind of have a funny story where one time I decided I really loved banana runts, and they never put enough in the box.
Oh, banana runts are my favorite.
I did not realize how many 1 pound really makes up. But it was more than I could ever eat.
That's funny. Is it oh gosh, it's got to be 75,000 banana runts in 1 pound, right?
And at first I was like, no regrets. Banana's the best flavor.
No regrets at all. Bananas are the best flavor. And anyone who likes those pink hearts, what's wrong with you? They taste like vomit.
Like it got so bad that like anytime my sister would come over, I was like, you want some banana runts, right?
Oh my God. That's, oh gosh, you guys are.
But you know what? I still don't regret it because banana is still the best flavor.
Yes, I agree
Absolutely.
there. I agree there.
I love Amazon. I love,
Okay.
you know, the fact that Snoop could just go on there right now and order her pixie sticks. I just love Amazon because if I need something, I can just open up my phone and it's going to be at my doorstep tomorrow. I love that about life. Whatever did people do before Amazon? I don't know. How did our parents survive?
I don't know. I survived by Amazon. I sent out the link if anyone wants to join us tonight, give us their rant or talk with us, discuss our rants. I know Stacy has one more rant too, and I would love to hear it.
So yeah, I don't know if anyone here watches the Joe Rogan because I don't have what's he on now? Spotify?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know. I haven't watched him in a long time.
Right. I think he's on Spotify only now. So, and I don't have Spotify, so I don't really watch him. But
Yeah.
I guess he had a guest on who was talking about how she is a member of Trisha Paytas's OnlyFans, and he didn't know who she was, and then kind of said some things that could be kind of hurtful too, you know, about her appearance.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
she
know what you're talking
responded.
about.
She responded, you know, and she basically said, like, you don't think that when people look in the mirror, they already think to themselves, like, oh, that I need you to say that about me too, to everyone that, like, I already struggle with how I look and how I feel about myself. She's like, yeah, I like attention. I'll admit that I like attention, but I have a lot of issues, and it wouldn't have, you could have just left it. You could have just not said anything at all. You didn't have to say, oh. And I got to say, I agree with Trisha Paytas on that. Like,
I agree with her too. I agree with her too.
Yeah.
if somebody hasn't done anything to you, there's no reason for you to be mean or go out of your way to say stuff about like, because she's not lying. We all look in the mirror. I guarantee you, the person that we find the prettiest person in the world still looks in that mirror and sees the one thing that really bugs them about themselves.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, what I like Joe Rogan, but in my opinion, I want to call him a male chauvinist pig for saying something about her appearance. And by the way, she's like a millionaire off of OnlyFans. So there's a lot of people in this world who think she's hot AF and they sign up for all of her stuff and watch her.
They sure do.
And if it's not your thing, you don't have to watch it or comment on it. Just let her make her money.
Exactly. Exactly.
Make your money, boo-boo.
He's just mad because he doesn't have an OnlyFans that's making that much money.
Exactly.
Real quick before we get started into letting Josh get into his rant too, there was a little thing mentioned in the Discord about the use of the words "your" and "your." And so to clear this up, if you are ever writing a sentence out, always stop and think to yourself, would I say "you are here" or wouldn't I? Because if I tell you to go get in your car, I would say "your," because the car is yours. It belongs to you. If I were to tell you to go get in your car, I would be saying go get into your car, which would make no sense. So it's very easy to tell which one you need to use.
Okay.
And that
You
rant
taught
is
me
over.
something, girl. You know I forget which you are all the time.
Well, this
But that's why I got you.
This kind of goes into the rant that I was talking about in Discord a couple of weeks ago. about proper spelling and grammar. And Snoop and I had a good laugh over this one, but the your bothers me, and that was brought up today. However, there are other things that bother me, like the use of words that are not actual words. So, irregardless is not a word. I ask you all, please look it up in a dictionary. It's not a word. It's regardless, not irregardless, regardless. That's it. And the other one that I absolutely go on a freaking tangent about is the abbreviation for etc. It's ETC, which stands for cetera, CETERA, etc. It's not ECT. Everyone gets it backwards. I get it, but it drives me nuts. So just know it's ETC. Please do me a favor. Everyone type it like that for me. Thank you. Love you all.
And if I signed my email STACY, it's still spelled STACY when you reply.
That's right. It's not STACEY.
Oh my gosh. I can't talk. I can't talk. I'm not that good. I get lessons from them. So
Yeah,
I improve lessons. That's the thing. I improve.
yeah, I think I'm the same. I think my phone spells your OUYOUR. It doesn't, or like when you're trying to spell you are, like trying to spell you are here, it doesn't automatically respell it for me. So I'm like, oh, I have to go back and correct that. And I'm like, it's easy for me to just spell it out. You are here.
So much.
Because
you're not like saving you're not saving a space by typing YOU''RE and YOURE. Well, I guess you are, because there's one, but you're still writing the same amount of characters. I mean,
exactly.
You're right.
It happens.
I will restructure.
But when you're writing something, like if you're writing something and that's how you're writing already, then you should know the difference. Like when I'm writing the descriptions, for instance, I'm not going to write it the way I would write a quick ass message. That's, but if you're sitting there and putting the time into the message and not rereading it afterwards, then yeah, I correct myself a million times though.
Not even just restructure a whole sentence, Kim. Like I will erase it and completely start a sentence over because I couldn't spell one word.
Because if you have dangling participles, then we can't be friends, because I just can't. Like, you've got to put this sentence in its proper structure. So I'm with you, Snoop. I'm with you, Stacy. I will restructure sentences. Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah. And that is the one thing about KJ. That's not the one thing. That's like
I've got multiple things about her.
About KJ, where she doesn't proofread before she angry tweets.
That gets me. Oh,
I'm guilty of doing the same. I will write something but not proofread anything, and I'm just like, ooh, send. And then I look back on it, like I think I tweeted that I was going to be on here, or might be on here.
Yeah.
And I think I put, what was it? So forget to miss it. What I meant to put was, so don't forget to miss it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wish Twitter was like Facebook, where you could go back into a tweet and be like, this is what I meant. I then had to
proofread. You got to proofread.
Yeah, I really should proofread before I start.
That's what I do
That's
now.
why I actually hate Twitter, is because there's not an edit button. And so like your only option is to either delete it and repost it like KJ does, or to just own up and be like, yeah, I meant to say ducking. That's exactly what that was supposed to say. This sucks.
Yeah. Word puzzler Conversate is also a word that makes me want to gouge my eyeballs out with spoons. It is converse. That is the proper word. We do not conversate. We are not conversating right now. We are conversing.
Yeah, that's the word.
Oh
I mean,
god.
I
But
think
the thing I don't like with Twitter, which makes sometimes things have to be, there's only a certain amount of characters, and sometimes I don't want to have to do a second tweet. I just want to do that one tweet. So if I gotta make words smaller, like you are, instead of your
Yes.
or you are, like I'm gonna put as many characters as I can. Instead of like you spelled YOU, it will be a U, so I can get
Right.
my characters in.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I don't like about Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
You
the
know,
same.
the one that really gets me is when people make videos that say, they striked me. I'm like, they struck you. It's struck. It's not striked. They
Well, I
struck
do.
Yeah.
I do that. So
Yeah. I mean, I get it on Twitter because you're
it
limited
confuses
to
me.
characters,
No.
right? Like you're limited to characters on Twitter. So I get it. I get how we abbreviate
Yeah,
things. And
but KJ
texting
freaking will
language
make 12,000 posts, so she needs
Right.
to proofread her shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, but texting language is different, and it has done something very bad to the generation that's in school right now, by the way,
I
because
agree
they
there.
cannot
Oh
spell
yeah. It
worth
has.
a damn. And it is making me insane. And even my kids' teachers are like, yeah, none of the kids know how to spell. And it's because of technology. So they've learned how to abbreviate and not spell things properly. So it's an issue, but I'm going to get off that boomer topic because we have to understand that it's just part of life and
Yeah.
it's happening.
Yeah.
I just, when you're in the real world in a job and you're
Just know
emailing
how to spell.
people, you got to spell
Yeah.
out YOU.
Know how to write sentences properly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and think
That
about
is
it,
what
Kim,
I
when
don't
you were
get.
your eldest daughter's age, how many of your friends' phone numbers did you know off the top of your head?
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Without even having to stop and think about it. If you were
Yep.
to ask a kid today, they probably couldn't even tell you what their own parents' phone numbers were.
No,
Exactly.
you're
Oh
right.
my
Exactly.
god. I still remember my best friend's phone number because I called it so much. It's like, come on. And I can't remember anything for the life of me, but that I can because it was ingrained in my memory. Or three-way
Yeah.
calling, like they don't got that problem where you have to call this person because we're already on the line, and I'm already on the line with this person. They don't understand that, or cords on phones, none of that.
No, they don't.
They didn't have
They
that
don't.
problem.
They don't have that problem because it's all saved in the phones.
Hey, the
No,
phone saves my
they don't
life
even-
though.
They don't
Makes
even
me
know what those
remember.
phones look like. You know, like you could pull out right now. You could pull out a rotary phone, and anyone under the age of like 22 is going to go, "What is that?" Maybe even older.
Oh, we
So
got
true.
Knuckles.
They're going to be like, "Is that a speak and say?" Like, what is that?
You know, in a lot of kids' homes, if I were to hand you a cordless home phone, they would look at you like, what is this?
Right?
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
Like a lot of kids nowadays have never lived in a home that had a home line.
A
Well, they
landline.
still offer
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got
But-
a home phone, but I don't have a home phone to plug in.
When we were growing up, we had a home phone. There was nothing plugged into it because only telemarketers would call. But we
Oh,
had
yeah.
Nobody knows that number. See, no one knows. I don't even know that number. If you told me right now what's your home phone number that I pay for, I don't know that number. But I know I got
Yeah.
one.
we lived in the middle of nowhere, so like you had to have the phone line to have the DSL
Yes.
internet.
Yeah.
Well, I lived in the
Yes.
city. We still had that.
So the
That-
phone cord, Snoop just said the phone cord long enough to pace through multiple rooms. Yeah.
Oh
Like
my
we
God.
didn't even have cordless phones when I was a kid. That was an invention when I was like a teenager, I guess. So it was phones that you had to stretch from the wall if you
Yeah.
didn't want your parents to hear what
Yeah.
you were saying. And all
Yeah.
the phones were in the kitchen.
I was
So-
young, but I remember those phones.
Yes. Yes. So those cords were like 20 feet long, and you
You
were
remember
stretching
getting
them
in
as far as
trouble
you could.
for stretching it out and twisting
Yes,
it up.
and playing
And like,
with
Yeah.
it all the time.
your parents would get so mad, like, look what it made it look like, because you were over there like wrapping your finger around it while you were talking.
And my
Oh God,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I always tried to curl it back up after it had been stretched beyond belief and it wasn't like a curled cord anymore. And I thought
Yeah.
if I could curl this around my finger the whole time that I'm talking to my friends for 4 hours tonight, maybe it'll fix itself and go back to the curled cord. But it doesn't. It doesn't. And our parents would get mad, but instead of just going out and buying a new freaking cord, like what are they, $5?
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, when I was a kid, my parents acted like $5 meant like the difference between us living and dying.
That's what they were supposed to make you do. Yeah, that's what I know that.
Yep.
I got everything I wanted. I had loving parents.
So what do you want to rant about tonight, Knuckles?
Are you there?
All right, yeah. I was typing, but I mean, first of all, paper straws are disgusting and trash, and the idea is
Word.
Hell
horrible,
yes.
and it's just a failed invention that should have never been invented.
Yeah, totally agree.
I
And
haven't had
Yeah.
one yet. I haven't had one yet.
that is,
You don't
kids
want one?
nowadays not knowing the struggle of having to take that 50 or 100-foot cord and strangle it through your house just to get that little bit of privacy in your room with maybe like that door open a quarter of an inch. Yeah, no.
Yeah, the door wouldn't close because those plastic phone cords were so bulky.
I know. So you never had
Yeah.
privacy.
You could fit it like under the door, but
Yeah, if the door had enough room.
Mm.
If you were that lucky.
Ooh, I had a clear phone that lit up. And when I was a teenager, I had like my own separate number. So it was one landline, and all the phones in the house would ring. But if you called a specific number, it would ring like twice. And that was for me. My parents set that up for me so that I knew if my friends were calling. I think they just got annoyed about people calling. And they're like, F it. And, we're just going to technology. Yay. So I still remember my number that I had.
Your own number. I didn't have that. No. By then we had the cordless phones. When I was a teenager, we had the cordless phones, and that was the life changer.
Yeah,
I had the clear phone with the neon lights.
Oh,
Me
man.
too.
Mine was a green, like a see-through green with the neon lights.
I can't remember.
But I also had blow-up furniture in my bedroom because
So
that
did
was
I.
super cool when I was a kid.
So did I.
Blow up
did I.
furniture. I didn't have any blow up furniture, but I did. I remember wanting to paint my room a bunch of different stupid colors. So, like, my room was black for a while. It was like a dark purple at one point. I used to rearrange my furniture all the time when I was a teenager. Don't know why. I'd be up at like 3:00 in the morning moving my dresser to another side of the room and rearranging everything because I thought that 10 by 10 square was going to look cooler with my stuff in a different place. But
I spent my entire childhood and early teens trying to make my room look like Adelia's catalog.
yes,
I had the blow-up furniture. It did. It looked like Adelia's catalog.
Oh my God, those catalogs are so old. Oh yeah.
I had an orange room once. I decided to paint it bright orange.
Oh wow.
bright orange. Yeah. I mean, everything that I bought for my room, like once I had a job, was probably from Delia's or Spencer's, not Hot Topic. So it was just a bunch of junk, plastic junk at this point. But, and you guys remember, they still have them, but they were a lot more popular back then. The plastic shelving units that you can, like, you put together, they're just like the shelf just fits over 4 plastic like pipes Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
They're
Yeah.
crappy.
Oh,
Yeah.
And, yeah.
yeah.
That was my furniture. That was my shelving unit for my cassette player. You heard it right. And all the other things that I had in my room.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Y'all remember calling your parents from collect, but just to say like, "Hey, it's me. I'm going to be late. Bye."
Oh, I used to do
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Because, well, mom always said, like, first of all, it was a dime. Payphones were a dime whenever I first started to go out by myself without my parents. So I always had to have a couple of dimes on me. But then very shortly thereafter, they went up to 25 cents. So before I ever walked out of the house, my mom was like, "Do you have a quarter?" I
Yeah.
always had to have a quarter so I could call her from wherever I was.
Oh,
to
I
tell
had
her
a
to come
quarter
get me.
too, though.
Yeah, they were $1.25 whenever I was a kid.
What?
Wow.
Jesus.
And my mom,
Where you live? Because it was always a quarter for me.
well, because I lived out in the middle of nowhere. So if me and
Yeah.
my friends were out, we were 35, 40 minutes away from home. So it was a long distance call.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I was in a city. So it was always 25 cents. And I still though, if I didn't have a quarter, I was call and collect. Like
Yeah. I still have my first pager, Snoop. It's a see-through green as well, and I don't even know why, because I don't even like green. I don't.
that's funny. I had see-through pagers. Those were the coolest.
Yeah, I still got it. It's in a box.
Yeah. I
see,
do not.
Why?
I never got it.
I don't know why I even had one, to be honest. I think my mom got a new one, so then I just got hers. And I was in high school where I didn't have a cell phone at the time, and the high school was a half hour away, and I had to take a bus ride. And if I missed the bus ride, it was an hour and a half bus ride. So it was like, that's an hour and a half that she couldn't pick me up. So I think I had it for that reason.
I remember like when I got my first cell phone, I was like the first one in like my friend group to have one. And it was only free to talk to people that were like mobile to mobile or after 9.
Yes.
Yep.
And so since none of my friends had cell phones, I literally couldn't use it until after 9. And that was usually too late for when their parents would let them talk on the phone.
Yep.
So it's like I had this cell phone for no reason except for that, like my parents were worried I would break down on my way to work one day.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
That's how I got
remember.
my cell phone.
My first cell phone was like the Ericsson that had the antenna sticking out of it that doesn't go down. It wasn't quite a brick, but it was
No.
kind of a brick. It wasn't like the Zach phone from Saved by the Bell brick, but it was close.
That's a real, like, I'm talking about the first Nokia. That's the one I got.
Yeah. Nokias were out then. Like when I got my Ericsson phone, I think Nokias were out right around there. And I was one of the first ones in my friend group too to have a phone. And it was for safety reasons. For my parents were like, got to get a hold of you. So now that they're affordable, we're gonna buy you one. And I had the pager still too, but it ended up being. I hated it. I hated being stuck to a phone for the longest time. So early 20s, I didn't have a cell phone. Like I once I was off of my parents, I didn't buy a cell phone and didn't want a cell phone. And people were like, "What's wrong with you? You need to have a cell phone. How are we going to call you?" And I was like, "Call my landline." And and they're like, "But what about if you're not home?" And I was like, "Listen, I'm not at your beck and call. So if I'm not home, leave me a message and I'll call you back. That's about it." Like, I don't want people to be able to get a hold of me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can't believe I lived that way, but I did for like 5 years. And then finally, I think my sister was the one that was like, "If you don't get a damn phone, I am going to beat the crap out of you because I'm sick of this. Everybody has a phone." So I went and got a phone, and now I carry 2 phones, if you can believe it. And I'm permanently attached to them. It's crazy. I wish I could go back.
Wow.
Yeah. I was in high school when I got my first cell phone, and that was because they had to get a hold of me. So I was always glued to because that at that point the texting and all of that and the Nokias were hard, but you still were able to do that. So I grew up in that generation where we had that already.
What is a bag phone? I need to know. What am I missing?
Okay, so my mom had a bag phone as well, and it was for the minivan. So it's literally a big phone that looked like a house phone, but in a bag, and it had the cord too. But the numbers were on the handset on the outside, and you would dial the number, and then you would hold the handset up. So it was just a phone in a bag that you would just plug into the car.
So was it like you carried it around like a purse, but it was like a rotary phone?
But most of the time you just left it in the car because you didn't want to carry the bag around. It was more of a car phone than a bag for my mom. Some people did carry that bag with the phone on them.
It's so funny now to see the technology that we have and think about.
Oh yeah,
we didn't have back then. Like I look at. First of all, my grandmother still has a TV that is like a 20-inch screen. No kidding. Like the big boxy TV thing. Like I don't even, I'm like, that's real. I don't even remember the last time I watched TV on something that looked like that. But when we were kids, they were even bigger. They were tiny screens, but they were those big console TVs.
Yeah.
And
I remember them.
Yeah. And so to think about how far we've come, where back then I was the remote control because I had to go turn the knobs, and you could only turn them to like 3 different things. And now we have a TV in every room. My spoiled kids have flat screen TVs in their rooms. It's ridiculous. So it's just so funny Snoop sent me a picture of a bag phone in Discord. Thank you. It's just funny what's different. And I can remember we had a record player. No lie, it was like the size of a dresser, and you lifted the lid, and like the record player was right there, and the rest of the thing, there was no storage in this whatsoever. You lifted one side and you could put the record on the record player, and then the rest of it was the speaker. It took up like a whole wall in our living room. Does anyone remember those things?
So I had one of those that I got from my grandmother, and I would get in trouble because it also had a tape deck in mine. And I would get in trouble because I had like the Go-Go's.
Yeah.
And I would play like Manic Monday so loud, or I would be putting like Joan Jett tapes into this giant speaker of a record player. And my room was right next to the living room. And my dad would get so ticked off. He would just like turn that down. And I'm like, I can barely hear it.
That's funny.
We had record players, but I only remember them when I was young, when I had the Strawberry Shortcake record. Like I was a kid. I didn't touch them after that. It was my dad's. So I didn't touch it.
Did you have a Walkman? Walkmans were funny.
I had a Walkman. I had a Walkman. Then I had the CD player Walkman. I had all of that.
I had that too.
Like you really thought you were somebody when you had the CD player Walkman.
Yeah.
And you could carry around your Walkman and your like case of CDs.
Oh my God.
But in reality, you actually had to hold the Discman like straight up because that no skip thing never fucking worked.
Never.
Yep.
Oh my God, yes.
Yep. Yeah, so
and
true.
Scratch all of your CDs all to hell.
Yeah.
I still have CDs.
Oh, yeah.
I still have a CD player in my car, and I keep all of my CDs.
I do not have CDs anymore. I do.
And I do still have my first cell phone that I ever had too. So I save everything. I don't know why. I save them.
For some reason, I want to say my first cell phone like started with a Z or something, but I just really cannot remember. I know it wasn't the Nokia, but it was really similar.
Was it a Razor?
A what? I'm sorry.
A Razor.
No, like it was a lot like the brick Nokia. It just wasn't a Nokia, but
I had a Razor. I had
Altel. That's how old, like long ago this was.
Oh yeah, I had Altel back in the day.
No.
LimeWire. Oh, I remember LimeWire.
Oh
love
God,
LimeWire.
LimeWire.
See, we
Wow,
used
yeah.
like Kazaa for a while, and then we switched to LimeWire.
Yeah.
I remember LimeWire.
That was a big one. Then we switched to LimeWire. Yeah. And now I still make CDs too. I wish I had a LimeWire nowadays.
Someone
Yeah.
talked
It's
about
different.
who was the what was the website that you could like burn free music off of, and he got into a lot of trouble. Do you remember?
Napster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Napster.
Napster.
That was the golden one. Yeah. And then you started having to pay for it because he got sued. So that's why you went to LimeWire.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you'd spend all afternoon downloading a song just to go to play it and it not be that song because people
Yeah.
are dumb.
Yes, because people had upped. I would get songs on that where you could hear people in the background like making dinner because it was such a. They just recorded it off of some. They put a tape into a tape deck and recorded it off of that and some or CD. And I was like, what the hell? And then you have to go back and look for it again and try not to pick the stupid idiot that downloaded it from, in some random way.
Or you have to purposely put the wrong artist in because it'd be a song that everyone always attributes to the wrong person.
Yeah.
Just so you could find the song you wanted to download and then you look like an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
God, yeah. Back in the day.
Lars, oh yeah. So Metallica sued him?
Really?
Napster?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it was. Metallica.
Yep. It was.
That Lars was the drummer, right? Right?
Yep.
That's why they
Wow.
they've taken a lot of shit for that too. Even though like now that I'm older, like their side makes more sense because it was kind of like, yeah, you weren't hurting our pockets any, but what about the people that don't make millions of dollars a year whose music you're getting for free?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like now I understand that, but as a teenager, I was like, "Fuck you" and "fuck Metallica."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Exactly.
I love Metallica. I felt bad.
You know, my favorite movie as a
I bought their
teenager.
CDs. I always bought their CDs anyways, so I felt
You know,
bad.
my favorite movie as a teenager, Kim. It was like "Fuck the Man."
Yeah, damn the man, save the empire.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like that too. They had those commercials with all the famous singers who were like, internet piracy is illegal. And I was like, F you. You guys make millions of dollars. And I just want to listen to one song. And I'm not listening to your shit anymore. And I was there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
But now I get it. Now that I'm an adult.
Yeah. I still get free music off the internet, but it's easier to do.
Yeah.
And it's the same way though.
Now I just use the Google
or you just add it to a playlist, which is so much easier too.
Yeah, it is.
You can just add it to a playlist and then you don't have to worry about making a CD for the car because now I have my tape deck actually plugs into the audio thing so I can have my cell phone play music. I still use cassette, guys.
And like you get YouTube music free with your YouTube Premium. So like every song I could ever want, I just put on a playlist.
Ooh, that's cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, now I need YouTube Premium.
This is not an ad for YouTube at all, guys.
We're not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
But I will say, just like ads.
Yeah. Amazon wasn't sponsored tonight. None of them were sponsored, I promise.
No, we're not sponsored.
We wish.
None of us are sponsored. Well, we wish we were sponsored, but we're not sponsored.
Every time they ask that question, it's like when I go to edit the videos, it goes, was this video sponsored? And I was like, we wish, click.
Or was this video ever aired on TV? And we're like, Lord, we hope not.
Yeah, we hope not.
Oh God, yeah. I love
it. In the Blackberries, The trackball was so cool. Do you guys remember when people started getting BlackBerry thumb?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
trackball.
Blackberries. They were so cool.
Yeah. Well, but
Yeah,
then
I'm
it was
trying.
like, oh, you're going to lose your thumbs if you use a BlackBerry because if you use it too much, your thumbs
Yes.
are going to fall off. And
Yes.
it's like trigger finger or whatever with your thumbs. And by the way, we're still texting with thumbs.
I
My
was gonna
husband
say, doesn't Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian still use a BlackBerry and it has like the little buttons, like her phone thing, her other phone thing? I
I
swear.
think she
I don't
does.
know.
I don't know.
I'm
I
pretty
remember
sure I've
like the
seen it.
first like camera phones came out and they took the crappiest pictures, but you were like, hey, look what my phone can do.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
No.
Yes.
Megapixel cameras.
And we had Nextel phones, so you could do the beep beep, talk to each other.
Yes.
Like if you
the
had
Nextels,
so it was like a walkie-talkie.
walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just downloaded an app to do that, and then I put it on Preston's phone, and I used to mess with him all the time when I was at work. You could be in different states, and this would work like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
So he would just be sitting there like playing his computer, and I would only talk like I knew how to talk on a walkie-talkie, even though I have no idea.
Yeah.
So
You're like breaker 19er. Yeah.
I was like breaker 19, and then I would give myself a different code name for whatever I felt that day. Like this is Pink Flamingo.
Oh my God.
And he would get so mad at me.
Poor
Like,
Preston.
sometimes I'm surprised he's still married to me. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Oh my God. That would be so funny. Oh my God. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know how to work iPhones though.
Well, I can't. I want to do that so bad. I can't to my husband because if he's at work, then he'll get in trouble. He's not allowed to be on his phone at work. But if I'm at work and he's home, I could totally do it. It would annoy the shit out of my husband because he does not like technology at all.
That's what Preston's off on Monday, so I'm at work, so I could do that to him. I'm like,
you're so bad.
To my heart's content.
We are the same person. My husband is off on Mondays also. And sometimes I have to work from home on Mondays. And it really bothers me. It's a rant, actually, because he does not know how to leave me alone if I'm working from home. I go in the office, I close the doors, I'm on video calls, I'm on telephone calls all day doing stuff, and I'll turn around, the doors are glass. I'll turn around and he'll be standing at the door staring at me like Children of the Corn or something.
Oh my God.
And
I love
I'm like, what do you want? Like, I'm working. What do you want? And he's like, can I run to the store real quick? No, like you have to watch the children. I am working. I can't get off of this video call to talk to you right now. So you can see my head turned to the side and I'm like trying to shake my head no, like go away without anyone noticing that my head is shaking. It's awful. Don't work from home.
I think the real reason Preston wouldn't let me put those on our phones now, though, to be honest, is I would just be like upstairs, like, hey, will you bring me a water?
That would work so well. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I would use it for.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I would use it for.
Yeah, but the best stuff is.
Out of.
And my husband's so sweet; he would absolutely bring me a water every time I asked.
Yeah, that's the issue. I mean, my partner would be in the same room, and I'd just be like, "Can you make me a drink?"
I totally text my husband in the same room and asked him a question. I'll just text him. He's not listening to me, and he's looking at his phone. I'll text him, "Hey, go get me a drink out of the kitchen."
See, I like to see if I can manipulate it sometimes. So if we're in the same room, I'll look at him and be like, "Hey, while you're in the kitchen, will you get me another glass of tea?" And he'll get up and go in the kitchen before he realizes he was not going into the kitchen until I suggested that he was going into the kitchen.
Oh, you're so bad. I love Children of the Corn is a classic. I love all the Children of the Corns too.
That is key relationship manipulation right there.
Oh, she's good.
It works.
I get great ideas.
Well, you have to
listen to me, y'all.
Like the relationship manipulation is important. It's
Of
very,
course.
you have to do it in life. Like, if I want to
Poor
go on a
Knuckles.
vacation, first of all, and I don't know how you guys feel about this. And there's a lot of men here, so you may think this,
I
but
want to hear what
men-
Knuckles has to say.
some partners, like if you can't get anything out of them unless they think it's their idea. So if I want to go on a vacation, I have to drop subtle hints for a while until my husband finally says, "Hey, I think we should go to Aruba." After I've sent him pictures of Aruba and left magazines open of trips to Aruba, and like, look at this Beaches Sandals Resort in Aruba, and you keep saying it over and over and over again in different ways, and you don't say, "I want to go on a vacation to Aruba," but you just leave all the hints, and then all of a sudden one day his brain just clicks and he's like, "Hey, let's go to Aruba." And I'm like, "Great idea, honey." That's
and now
how
he's
you get
so
things
proud of
done.
his idea.
Exactly. And he thinks he's a good husband for it. And that is relationship goals, people. That's how you do it.
And Kim and I both just have to hope that our husbands don't watch this or listen to the replay.
No, my husband will not. He is not watching this. I hope he's not watching.
My boyfriend already came in the room and laughed at what we were talking about, so it's all good.
My husband's usually sitting right next to me when we do these, but during the week when I'm traveling and I'm in hotels, obviously I'm not with him right now. So who knows if he's listening or not?
You never know. You never know. I know Preston watched once.
I wonder what Knuckles has to say about this.
I know, I do.
See, this is a tricky subject.
That's just, it's called How to Please Your Woman, and that's how, these are just pointers, really, for you.
It's also called Talk Directly into the Mic.
Oh,
speak up.
I didn't say anything.
Knuckles.
Maybe his phone's broken. Who knows?
All right, is this any better?
That's better. That's better.
Is this any better? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. So anyway,
we love you.
I mean, like, if you just say something about bringing it up, and like, I don't know why multiple hints would have to be dropped, because usually after like first or second one, and I would think that it'd be like, so you want to go to Aruba? I take it.
Well, not everyone's as smart as you.
I'm not smart. I'm just I pick up on things, but I don't know.
You see,
you were taught well. You were taught well.
You see, the problem is, like, it's different for me because, like, I'm a gay guy, and that kind of plays into it a little bit, and the fact that I'm not very subtle. So if I want something, I'm like, yeah, I don't drop hints. I'm just like, if I wanted to go to Aruba, I'd be like, we're booking it. I'm like, I want to go to Aruba, and I want to go now.
I knew you were going to say that. Yes.
Well, I bet you your partner's dropping hints to you then.
Oh,
you're the
probably.
one making the decisions.
Never know.
He probably is, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and he's listening right now. And he's like, yeah, got him.
Yeah.
He's like, yep.
Oh, I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, no. That's,
Yeah.
I don't do
That's
that.
how Preston is. If Preston wants something, he's like, hey, I want to go to Lowe's and buy this, or I want to do this and do that. He'll tell you what he wants to do. Me, I'm like, aren't red purses like the cutest purses you've ever seen?
See, that's probably what I gotta do, because I don't do that. I don't do that.
Oh, I anytime there's
that means that's what I need to start doing.
Valentine's Day, birthdays, and anniversary, and like Christmas. Okay, during coming up to those holidays, I always leave magazines open to specific places. We get like the flyers in the mail for the jewelry stores or the catalogs. I'll look through them. I'll find something that I like, and I leave it on that page. And if I don't get it, I don't get it. It doesn't always work, but it works a lot of the time. So
You
when you
see,
just
That
I
all
don't,
right. All right. I'm learning
I,
something.
I don't think that would work with me because it's like if anything's like coming up with like an anniversary or like birthdays or something, like Chris will say, I think he wanted a sword once. And I was like, well, I don't know what the hell to buy you. And he was like, oh, I just want this sword. And I was like, okay, buy that then.
nope, there you
I was
go.
It's
I was like, well, there you go then. Buy that
That's
then.
easy. All
Well,
right.
I mean, like,
I don't get anything because I don't ask for anything. So
see, my
no.
opinion with that would be like, all right, so basically, whatever your significant other, your partner, your husband, your wife, it's just like you kind of know their tastes, what they like to do, and I just playing around that. It's you do something
Yeah.
that, like, if
You were,
it's a
yeah.
special occasion and you want to go big, then you kind of just remember the details of whatever it is, and you kind of try and fit it into one thing. And there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if there's something that I want, and I can just tell my husband, hey, I want this, and the next time there's a gifting holiday around, I'll get it, and within reason. Like, I'm not like, hey, I want a Ferrari. We're not rich or anything, but like back when Keurigs first came out, I wanted one.
Yeah.
And I got it, for Valentine's Day. And then I was like, hey, I really need one upstairs because I cannot be bothered to go down the stairs to make my coffee in the morning. So can we just get another one, put it in the bathroom, and I can make coffee up there while I'm getting ready, like I'm in the shower. It can be brewing.
Girl.
So I
And I
had
got another one.
I had one of the little off-brand ones that I kept upstairs that just did like a small normal cup, and then I had a regular Keurig downstairs. So again, we are the same person, Kim.
Yeah, we
Well, see,
and currently I don't have a Keurig brand one. I have a Hamilton Beach because it's got the one upstairs is
on
a
one
Keurig.
side and the little single on the other.
Yes,
I have
the
the
craft
same
and
one.
the single.
I got my regular Keurig and I love that thing.
Well, I have a little Keurig upstairs, but the Hamilton
Yeah.
Beach one that has the carafe and the single on the other side, it is the best invention because sometimes I need a cup of coffee, and sometimes I'm like, stick a needle in my vein and give me all the caffeine. I need to drink all the
Oh
coffee.
yes.
And the one
Yeah.
cup thing comes with the little thing so you can use your own ground up coffee if you don't want to use it.
Yeah, I have that. Yep.
And it's
Tell me
amazing.
why I didn't know that thing existed for like the first 2 weeks I had that coffee maker until I pulled the thing out because I had a taller coffee mug, and you can pull that thing that it rests on out.
Yep.
You can put a tall coffee mug there, and
Yep.
it kind of like popped open, and there's the reusable little single cup coffee plastic thing, and I was like, oh my God, this thing's even better than I thought. I
love
didn't
that
even know it
thing.
had this.
Yeah, but when I did live at my parents' house, we had an upstairs and a downstairs. We had 2 Keurigs, so I didn't have to go upstairs to go make coffee in the morning. So yeah, I understand that, having it convenient. I'm on one floor right now. It's easy. It's in the kitchen. And stay right there.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, Jules.
Hey, Julie. I've actually even
Hey,
considered
Julie.
one to my desk at work, and we literally have 2 different coffee stations, like probably 20 steps from my desk in either direction. Plus, we have one of those vending Starbucks machines.
What? Oh, that's
20
awesome.
steps from my desk, and it's free. Like, the company pays for it, so you just walk up and type in your drink.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And I'm still like, I kind of just need a coffee pot at my desk, though.
Right. I'm so busy. I'm so busy on my computer. I can't walk the 20 steps. I mean, I get it. Like, I have in my office, there's a coffee maker, but then there's also one in the associate lounge, like the kitchen area. There's a Keurig in there. And I'm like, I don't want to get up and walk into the main area of the office because the way our offices are built, it's like our admin secretary is in the middle. And
Yeah.
then there's my office on one side. And then my counterpart, her office is on the other. So it's like this little, and the coffee maker's in the middle where the secretary is. And sometimes I'm like, can you bring me a cup of coffee? Like, I just need one right here on my bookshelf
I
right
get
next
it.
to my desk.
I get it. I love coffee though. See, that's me with Dunkin'.
I love coffee.
I have a Dunkin' every not even every 5 minutes away from my house in every direction, and that's me craving Dunkin' every day. That's my problem.
See,
And
I
when you go down south and there's not a Dunkin', it's a problem. It's a
I
problem.
never leave my house early enough to go to the Starbucks because I would be like an hour late for work to try to get to any Starbucks location.
Where it takes me 2 minutes in any direction before I go to work. If I was working right now.
So what my bad habit is my mom works in the building next to mine, and her parking lot is very small. So any parking spot for her is a good parking spot. So I will con her into going and picking up a lunch Starbucks.
There you go.
And like I have her hooked on those juicy like coconut milk drinks now. I'm like, come on, Mom, I'll order you your pink guava drink and I'll get me.
You have to tell me what's good at Starbucks because when I'm down there next week, that's the only closest thing is a Starbucks. So
Gotta love Starbucks though.
yes. So give me some good. We already talked about this last time. I need some good coffees to try.
I think up here,
but it's overpriced.
That's how, because Dunkin' is cheap, and you got Dunkin' up there. You got Dunkin' just like I got Dunkin'.
If you pay with the phone app, you get free coffee all the time.
Yeah.
Yep. I have the Dunkin' app and the Starbucks app because I'm not picky. Whichever one is closer, that's where I'm going.
What, for Dunkin'
I've
or
got
Starbucks?
Yes, both. I used to be like only Starbucks and I had a bad experience at Dunkin' like 15 years ago when they first started actually making coffee. And I was like, this coffee is disgusting. It was bitter. So I didn't drink Dunkin' for the longest time, and I was a Starbucks snob about it. But then they opened one near the store that I was working at the time, and I stopped in there and fell in love with it. So I love Dunkin'. It's cheaper than Starbucks, which is great, but there are some perks to Starbucks. I love their holiday cups. I get one every year. I love their food. Like, I like their food a lot better than Dunkin's food. So, and then some of their coffee is
like fast
definitely
food.
better. Yeah. Yeah. I get healthier options at Starbucks, and every once in a while I do.
We have a Starbucks. It's just in where like Yale is, and I'm not going into the city to go to try and park my car somewhere where it's parallel parking, which I'm fine at doing. I just don't want to do it to go get a coffee when I can go through a drive-through.
Yeah, if it's not drive-through, I'm out. It's not happening. I am not getting. I'm not parking and getting out of my car.
And then the nearest drive-through one is further out. That I'm not going to that one.
I've gotten so diva-like that if I can't order it on the app online ahead of time, then I'll even drive to a different Starbucks. Because, sometimes you'll go to click on a store and for some reason it'll say like online ordering not available at this store right now. I will pick the store because I don't even want to pull up to the speaker and give my order anymore. I just want to pull up and be like, Stacy is here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm the same way. The exact same way. I order everything on my phone. If I'm going to Panera, you better believe I'm ordering it. I actually there used to be in one of the buildings I worked in, there was a Panera in the parking lot, and I would have it delivered. So I didn't have to walk over there. I would pay the $3 delivery fee for the guy to walk like literally maybe a football field.
I literally stopped and ordered an iced coffee from Sonic on my way home on my phone while I was sitting at the speaker.
I like the Sonic app though. And I actually went to Sonic on Saturday. That's when I was watching Josh's stream, and we went to Sonic. But the nearest Sonic for us is 15 minutes in each direction, so it was like I knew they had the app, and you can add different things into the milkshakes and things like that, and that's why I like it. I
So
love
the best thing about the app for me is that you can choose not to get French fries or tater tots with your meal.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
get
Wait, hold up.
sticks or cheddar peppers instead.
Yes, you can upgrade it. Yes. Yeah, you can upgrade it to an appetizer for like a couple of dollars more.
You was getting, I know you was going to get food
Yeah.
when I was doing the
I
live
was
stream.
going for the milkshake. That's the whole thing was we were going for the Oreo. Oh my God. Oreo big scoop cookie dough blast. And then we ended up getting food.
I am so hoping you had earphones in at that point.
Oh, no, I didn't actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was watching with me. It was great.
Oh
I mean,
my.
I told you. It was fun. We had so much fun.
Oh my.
Knuckles, do you have Sonics where you are?
Yes, I do.
You ever get the iced coffee?
Probably like 15, 20 minutes away. But no, I haven't tried the iced coffee from there. But I usually get like the mixed drinks or like the slushy thing.
Yes, the blast.
Iced
Oh,
coffee, no go.
yes.
Oh, I love the cherry vanilla Dr.
Right.
Pepper. It's like one of my favorite drinks.
So, Josh, I don't know if I know you don't probably have a Sonic, but this is like where so you can go through a drive-through or you can pull up to this, like, there's like 20 different stations some places. Sometimes there's like 10 where you just pull
Like a
up and
modern
it's a
car
speaker and a board. And then you can press the button and order, or you can do it from your phone, press the button and give them the number. So you park there, you wait for the food come out, and the people, sometimes, some locations, they used to do it everywhere, still come out on rollerblades to bring you your food.
Wow. Wow.
One Sonic near me doesn't, it depends on who's working, they don't do the rollerblades, but the one in Wallingford, they do the rollerblades. It was pretty cool.
And my sister has recently moved to a country that does not have Sonic. And so to make her angry, every time I stop at Sonic and get an awesome Sonic drink, I take a picture of it and I send it to her via WhatsApp with the caption like, I made your Sonic my Sonic.
Yes.
Because anyone that's ever been to Sonic, if you ever hit the button, that's exactly what they say to you. They say, thank you for making my Sonic your Sonic.
Yeah.
Only I switch the words around because I like to stop at the Sonic by where she used to live.
Oh. You're good though. I love it. You would do it to me too.
I love Sonic. I went to Sonic one morning. Like, they're better at night. Have you guys ever noticed that? In the morning, I was dropping my daughter off at school. We left early enough. I wanted to get her some breakfast. She likes the French toast sticks from Sonic.
Yeah.
And I went through the drive-through because this one, some of them have like an actual drive-through. You don't have to go up to the speaker.
Oh yeah, we have ones that have the drive-through and the speakers.
Yes, like they have both. So this one does. The one that's near our house has the drive-through thing. I was in that drive-through for 20 minutes and I was the only one. Like, I was at the window. There were people behind me, but 20 minutes I waited because there was one person in that entire restaurant. She was taking the money, she was taking the orders, and she was making all of the food in the morning. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know how you're still standing. But secondly, like, my daughter's now late to school. This is crazy.
And you know, even a fully staffed Sonic is not don't go there if you need to get in and out quickly.
Well, we learned that lesson on Saturday. we went to the one that was in a different town in Milford, and we pulled up to the speaker, and no one even said 1 minute on the speaker. Like, we sat there for 15 minutes and no one picked up. And then I saw someone else leave, so I thought, okay, maybe like if we just switch stalls, like we'll press the button, because the drive-through was outrageous. You would have waited just about the same amount of time in the drive-through, but they were doing the drive-through before they took the cars, and we sat there for another 15 minutes, and he was like, "I'm out of here," and I cried that I wanted this milkshake, so we went to the one in the opposite direction, 15 minutes away. That's how I got Sonic.
Well, they're not known for their service, but they are known
But
for.
no, the other one was very fast, but it was later on at
yeah.
night, of course. It was later at night where they knew it. I think they
Right.
know people go more at night and that their service is a little better.
What are they known for, Kim?
They're known for their food and their drinks. Like all of their drinks are the really popular stuff. Like what's the ocean water stuff or whatever. They're the only ones that you can get diet green tea, like a fountain drink at. So they're known for stuff like that. And I think the only requirement for working there is that you have to know how to stand up on roller skates. So,
and for people in your early 20s, it was a great place to go and get drinks to pour vodka into.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can be like, what fruit slush
still is. It still is.
Yeah. Well, so down in the South, don't know how it is up in the Northeast or the Pacific Northwest or over across the pond. We have a lot of people with us that are from different areas, but down in the South, east of the United States, the fun thing to do is for all the teenage boys is to A, buy the biggest truck that you can find, B, jack it up on bigger wheels, and then C, go to Sonic every night, every Friday and Saturday night, and put lights on your car underneath your truck. And
have your country music blared way too loudly.
Yes. Like, do you know who Florida Georgia Line is? Because I can hear that from my house. I swear.
I know who they
bonus
are.
points if it's
listen
rap.
Yes.
Yeah, bonus points. Yes, absolutely. And then I call all of the girls that hang out with them. Even when I was a teenager, I did, but they're lot lizards to me. Like they're just there to try and find
we don't
the
have
boys.
that too much up here, though.
See, the boys sound like that down
it was
here.
still like the cool cars hung out there.
Yeah,
the boys like that down here were usually part of the rodeo at some point. So the girls that hung around were the belt bunnies.
Oh,
yes, absolutely.
Oh.
They all have the like chewing tobacco in their mouth, and they're all wearing boots and jeans.
The permanent rings on their blue jeans where
You're in the country, guys.
goes.
Oh, yeah, where the can goes in the back pocket. It's got that ring, and they all have that. We call it dip lip. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my dad, though.
Carrying around the gross Dr. Pepper bottle because it was always a Dr. Pepper bottle.
No,
It was. Why was it always a Dr. Pepper bottle? I don't know why. I guess they all drank Dr. Pepper, but the most disgusting thing that you could possibly do. I mean, I'd rather you smoke a cigarette than put dip in your mouth and get cancer through your mouth.
Oh, I hate that.
But that's what I mean. It's a Southern thing. Like guys down here
they have
just
dip
do
up
it.
here, but not a lot of people do that. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's easier to find teenage boys down. When I was a teenager, it was easier to find teenage boys that did dip than that didn't, because like almost all of them in my school did.
Ugh.
Yes. Yes. And they all drank Mad Dog 2020. And
I had the Guido boys in high school. I'm like from an Italian town, so it's all the Guido wannabes. Like,
you had the GTLs, the Gym Tan Laundries.
Yes.
Guys? Yeah.
Yes. That was East Haven, but I'm from New Haven, so it's you get a mix of both in New Haven. That's why I was proud to be from New Haven and not East Haven, because it was all the Guido boys. It was annoying.
That's funny.
Yeah, but we got good pizza. All the
Yeah,
Italian.
you do. You definitely have good pizza. We are
And
not known.
yes, you always had to look before you take a drink of anything down south.
Yes, because you don't know what's in it. It could have tobacco in it, but
Oh,
there could
gosh.
be other things in it as well.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's, yeah.
Tobacco
I've
and
only
drinks.
dipped down there. Yeah,
Okay.
it's gross. I mean, and I'm one to talk because I still smoke a cigarette every now and then. I vape more than anything, but
I mean, I'm a
Well,
smoker, but I wouldn't want tobacco in my drink.
no.
Yeah, no.
But that's because they spit it because it's dipped, so they spit the tobacco in the drink.
Well, yeah,
Ugh.
they like drink the whole thing and they leave just a little bit in the bottom.
Yeah, and I
then
don't know why they did that. They always left a little bit of the Dr. Pepper in the bottom for their spit.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why either. I think it's not like it's on fire and you need to put it out. It's literally chewing tobacco.
And I
So
think they thought that it maybe like it hit it so people couldn't tell that they were chewing. Like the teachers know you're chewing tobacco. Everyone does. You're not hiding that.
And I
well,
don't
first of all, we can see it protruding from your lip because of where you put it in your mouth. Like it makes your face look different when you put a hunk of something in front of your teeth and the bottom and your lip sticks out, right? So that's number one. We know you're doing it.
It looks
And
like you just got
spit it
stung
out.
by a bee and you're mildly allergic.
Yeah.
Now they have like the pouches or something. How does that work? The pouches.
Pouches. I haven't seen pouches. I still see the cans of smoke.
pouch.
Yeah,
But
that's
like,
what
you
we
still,
have
like, I guess like stick it between your
in
teeth
the
and
mouth.
your gum and yeah, you can still see it, and it's like you're not fooling anybody.
I'm trying to work out why they're chewing tobacco, not smoking it.
It's just a different way to administer
Yes, because
the tobacco.
Yeah,
And you could do that indoors even when you couldn't smoke.
I can go into the medical about that because that's what I did with dental assisting. But you have all of these different senses in your mouth. So if you smoke it, you're inhaling the smoke, and that's how you're getting the nicotine. Or if you chew it, you're getting the nicotine. It's just a different way to
right.
To kind of get that nicotine craving in you.
Right. And they
I would
can't
refuse to kiss a boy that had been dipping. It was like, nope, you're gonna have to go brush your teeth.
No.
Yes. I absolutely refuse. And that's the thing. They couldn't light it. You can't light a cigarette, but they could.
And that's
sneak
why,
a can of snuff in to a movie or a party or something where they wouldn't be able to smoke. And then they chew the tobacco. But it's very like stringy, and it gets stuck between their teeth. And by the way, it doesn't smell good. Even when they get the ones that smell the worst are the ones that they try to cover up,
like the peppermint ones that smell so
the
bad.
cherry flavored ones and the peppermint.
Well, you have a lot of tobacco farms down there too. That's a big thing down south.
Well, most of the tobacco farms are in like the Carolinas, Virginia.
My dad grew up on a tobacco farm, and that's how he dipped when he was younger.
Yeah, a lot of people make their living in places like Kentucky and stuff on those tobacco farms.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep. There's a lot of farming in the Southeast in general, not just tobacco farms.
Up here, they're getting rid of all, and they're trying to do it where I live, but they did it already where Knuckles lives. The flavored, like vape juices and stuff like that.
Well,
because they don't want it to appeal to kids.
It's menthol cigarettes too, so like.
And menthol, yeah, that too. They're trying to pass it in my state, and I'm like, why? Like,
they passed that here. They've got rid of menthol cigarettes, but you can still get menthol filter tips.
Oh,
so you can still buy menthol filter tips.
That's a lot of work to have. I just want my Newport.
Yeah.
So, like, I told my husband that I was thinking about quitting smoking, and he laughed and was like, "Yeah, okay." And I want to tell y'all from that day on, I have not had a cigarette because I am that spiteful.
Yes, I've heard. I'm trying. I'm doing good. But the vape pen is just I don't know. It's a lead on to having that hand to mouth coordination. That's
Yeah.
what that
Yeah.
is.
Well, I quit smoking 10 years ago, and I had smoked for probably 12 years before that, at least. Started smoking when I was a teenager, much like Stacy. And when I quit smoking, I thought there's no way I could quit. But I read a lot about it. My company offered this program called Quit for Life, where you could call someone like a quit coach, and they gave you advice, and they gave me this advice. They talked to me about it, and then they sent me free patches. I wore a patch for one day,
Yeah.
and then I was done. I was done smoking after that. I literally put the pack of
Really?
cigarettes in the garbage, never picked it up again. The smell of them now makes me absolutely nauseous, like sick to my stomach. I was in the
Wow.
car with my sister once, and she was smoking, and I got out of
Well,
the car
that's good. Yeah.
vomiting.
But it was
So
from the smell of the patch?
no, from the smell of cigarette, like the smell of cigarettes makes me
Oh.
hideously
But you just did the
sick.
patch that one day?
One day, and you're supposed to wear them for 4 weeks and gradually go
Yeah.
down. I wore it
Yeah.
for one day, and I was done.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I just
Wow.
that's like what I
Sick.
did. I just quit because I had 3 cigarettes, and I held on to those 3 cigarettes for like a year, and then after it had been about a year, I was like, these are so gross and nasty by now. I wouldn't want them anyways, even if I was going to smoke again. But my line of thinking was, if I throw away all my cigarettes, I'll freak out that I don't have any cigarettes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
when I always smoke the most, is when I'm worried I'm going to run out.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm.
So I made sure I quit while I still had 3 in case I changed my mind.
Mine are always
Yeah.
in case of an emergency. That's my biggest problem.
That's a really good idea. I was told with the quit coach, I was told, go get your car detailed if you smoke in your car,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't smell like cigarettes, because it's
Yeah.
muscle memory. Like, you get in your car, you light up a
Yes.
cigarette.
Yes.
So they said, get your car detailed the day, like set a date. I'm going to quit on
Yeah.
April 25th.
Yeah.
And you go get your car detailed on the 24th. You don't smoke in your car after that. And then
That's like the worst
said,
spot
like,
for me.
keep straws around to chew on.
Yeah.
I never chewed on anything, but they said that sometimes it helped because you wanted to have something in your mouth. And then if you normally smoked like before dinner or after dinner, there's always like specific times of day that you would light up. They would say it makes sure that you have something to do during those times, so that you are forcing yourself to not go have a cigarette. And those were all really good ideas. They worked, but the biggest thing for me was the science behind it. The nicotine leaves your body in 36 hours. So if
Okay.
you can go 36 hours without a cigarette, you can go the rest of your life without
And
one.
my vape has 0.5% nicotine, so I'm still getting that nicotine. And yes, the flavored juices are good, and they just need to leave us alone. LRC, I agree there. Leave the flavored juices alone, even though I don't
Seriously
smoke
though,
flavor.
like, all right. Since we're going on this whole vaping thing, for people that have actually like vaped and done anything with like the bottles and filled it up and stuff, they always
Yeah.
design the bottles so you can't get
The
like,
last drop.
the rest that's in there. And it's not
Yeah,
even just the
I would
last
agree.
drop though. Like,
That is your rant.
I have bottles here that legitimately will be able to fill up this entire tank. So it's like,
Why do
all
you
right,
keep them?
I could fill
Because
this
you
up
think you're
5
gonna get
more
that
times.
last drop.
Yeah.
But like it's quite a bit. Like I said, it's
I
like a
know,
full
I know,
tank per
I
bottle.
know, I know how it is.
So like you can't get it because how they designed the bottle, it's got this big lip on the bottom, and then it just goes to the standard tip that they put on like all of them. So it's like, why? So you
It's
can
an
make more money?
eyedropper.
Like, I see what you're doing. It's
Yeah.
no, it's like a plastic tip that
I
they
know. I
put
used
in
to
and
have
you
them.
squeeze
They're
the
kind of
bottle.
like eyedropper
But like,
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
like,
So with the cartridges, I sometimes will like I know I have like 3 hits left, and I'll put the cartridge aside just in case. Like there's always a little bit left, no matter how hard you try. What the heck was that? Noises outside. It sounded like well, I live right by the highway.
In my much younger years, my sister used to do the vaping stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother does the
Get
hard
it, like-
the hardcore vaping, like all the modulator and all of that. I can't. It's too much. It's too much work.
Well,
I
she
used
would
to
get
do it.
flavors like cherry Coke and stuff.
I still have mine if I need it. I love the flavor. I like the strawberry banana. I like others, but yeah, no.
See, I
And
did.
It's
so,
too hard, so I just
actually-
buy the cartridges and just stick it in the thing. It works better that way.
I actually really liked her cherry Coke type stuff, though. Like, even though the vape thing was never for me, I really did enjoy like the flavor of that because it was crazy how it did taste like cherry Coke.
It did. They do. So
Yeah.
I've done patches.
Okay.
I've
Yep.
tried gum,
Yep. I've tried the gum.
which tastes vile, by the way.
Yeah.
The gum is disgusting. It's the worst
It's
ever.
disgusting. And I did do vaping for
Yeah.
about 2 years. And then the vape thing that I had broke.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, it's cheaper for me to just go and buy a packet of tobacco than it
Yeah.
is for me to go and buy this vape. So I was like,
But you roll your own, like over there, right?
I do, yeah. You can buy fags and buy rolling tobacco, but it's cheaper to buy rolling tobacco.
Yeah, it is here that way too. But they sell packs of cigarettes like it's going out of style. That's more. I don't know. I used to have a machine where you would buy the tobacco because it was cheaper, and you bought the filters and you put it in the machine and
Yeah,
had, like, the filtered cigarettes.
I used to have a rolling machine.
Yeah.
And then, funny enough, that broke on me. And
Mine
I
broke.
was
Don't
like,
worry. It was cheaper to buy cigarettes at that point.
no, at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn how to roll myself.
I get it. It's just, well, for me, that's like learning how to roll a joint. So if I could do that, I can roll a cigarette with tobacco.
Yeah.
I remember we used to go to Missouri. Anytime we would go to Missouri, I would buy like 2 cartons of cigarettes while we were there because their taxes were so much cheaper on cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say, like, they say you save money if you quit smoking. That is not true. I have found a million other things to buy with every bit of the money that I used to spend on cigarettes.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You're buying yourself something instead. You're enjoying it. I mean, not that the cigarettes aren't enjoyable sometimes. It's a waste of money in my eyes, too. But
yeah. But
sometimes it's really satisfying when you kind of
had a long day or had an anxiety attack, or just it's good to have one sometimes. That's why it's hard for me because I have the case of emergency ones that I keep. But I like the vape. I started vaping with the mod thing. I hated it because it was just too much work, and I didn't find any other vape flavors that I liked until I tried this one out because it was 99 cents for the device, and the pods, I liked them, and it works. And I don't really smoke. I don't know. Unless I'm in the car. When I'm in the car, I don't know. I have to have like 3 cigarettes. It's a bad habit.
Yeah, see, I'm the same.
Like in the car, it's always you get in and have a cigarette. Like that.
Yeah.
That's
I don't drive, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, I can imagine. That's like me when I'm waiting for a bus. I'm like, I want a fag.
you can smoke on your buses?
No, you can't.
I was gonna say, damn. Yeah, but you're in a vehicle. You're in a moving vehicle. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. Congrats to Night Runner, by the way.
Yes, congrats. That's a good thing. That's what we're
Yeah,
all
it is.
trying.
Absolutely.
That's what we're all trying to achieve.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I want it. LRC.
Yep.
That's my goal as well. Is to keep going down and eventually quit.
Yep.
And that
Exactly.
my problem is I enjoy smoking too. So yeah.
And that's yeah. That's hard too. When I drink, I need to have a cigarette. That's like the best
Yes.
feeling.
When
And
I'm drinking, I smoke like a train.
but I don't
When I,
drink that often, so having a cigarette, that's what I'm worried about. This is when I do drink. I need one.
yes, I'm the same. When I drink, I tend to
I'm
smoke like a train.
yeah. So there's definitely going to be a bachelor party at the Airbnb that I'm staying at, and I'm definitely going to be attending, which means I'm definitely going to be drinking with my brother. That's all I want is one last time doing that with him at least, so I can enjoy it, just me and him.
And see, that's why I like to go places where it's too big of a pain in the ass to go outside to smoke, to drink, because then I
Yeah.
don't do it all.
That's true, but I don't go out too often.
Me neither.
The
Me
car
neither.
is just my bad. I don't even try to vape in the car. I just automatically have a cigarette, and I should just try to vape in the car too.
For me, it's just the I don't know if it's just the motion and the nicotine
It's the
itself.
hand to mouth. That's what it is for me.
I'd rather
Yeah.
do the cigarette in a car, but I do the vape in the car too. To be honest, it's more like
Yeah.
whatever I choose on having that
Well,
day.
when I did the 5-hour ride to Nashville, I couldn't smoke the whole time because she didn't allow anything in her car. And at least having the vape in my hand and just kind of bringing it up to my mouth, not even hitting it, helped me get through that 5-hour trip.
Mm.
So, y'all, I'm about to have to get off here because I gotta get up early. I didn't realize how late it was.
We've actually been on here for 3 hours and 15
Oh my
minutes.
gosh.
So it was a long rant. You know what? We had fun, and that's all that matters.
Yes.
And yes, it's a long rant night, but you know what? We all got it off our chest. Everything. It felt good.
It always feels good to have a rant.
Yes. It's always
Absolutely.
fun.
Especially midweek, whenever the week's starting to get crazy and you need
Yes.
a reset to get through the rest of the week. I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to say goodbye to Knuckles and Josh. I will see you in Discord. All right.
Yeah.
Good night, y'all.
And we're going to be calling it a night too. It was fun having everyone. Any last words, ladies?
Just like always, we really appreciate everyone that comes in, and we hope to have, conversations, and we understand not everyone's going to agree on stuff, but just know everyone is welcome here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we just want to treat each other with kindness, treat each other like you want to be treated. It's always a pretty good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Kindness is free. Anyone watching the replay, thank you for that. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and like the video.
Yes.
Oh, and comment
Absolutely.
too.
Yes.
Comment. Very well said. I also appreciate everyone being here. I hope you all have a safe week and you enjoy and you don't have too much to rant about for the rest of the week until we hit our weekend. So thank you all for being here. Try not to be a suburban mom or a suburban douche or what else were we mad at? People who don't like Ben and Jerry's, and try not to be those people. Just be a good person. Kindness is free, like Stacy
Don't
said.
worry about the balloons. Like, come on.
Yeah, balloons are good. Straws are bad.
Yes. It was a great night. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And I hope we see you on Friday night for our YouTube weekly recap. Hope everyone has a good week.
Yeah. Good night, y'all.
Good night.